We're the hooligans, rebels with a cause, defying the chains of tyrannical laws. They try to silence us, shut down our voice, but we rise like warriors, we ain't got no choice. From the streets to the shadows, where hunted we flee, building our fortress where the brave run free. Hooligans alley, our stronghold, our flame, a spark in the dark where we stake our claim. Hooligans, stand tall, where the warriors breed, fighting for freedom, planting rebel seeds. In the face of death, we'll never bow down. Hooligans alley, we hold our ground. Captain JeffMAC with the hooligan brand, battle gear blazing, he's taking command. With a heart full of fire and a will made of steel, he leads us to battle, makes the tyrants kneel. They block every platform, they censor our cries, but we shout even louder, let truth pierce the skies. In the alley we gather, our spirits won't break. For the soul of the free, there's too much at stake. Hooligans, stand tall, where the warriors breathe, fighting for freedom, planting rebel seeds. In the face of death, we'll never bow down. Hooligans alley, we hold our ground. Through the smoke and the fire we...
What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. I'm going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. We start out with a video titled, California shuts down Border Crossers Center after unprecedented drop in illegal crossings. They're saying they're averaging about 38 people a day now, and it's down 186% because there ain't no border crossers because our border is closed. So I figured we'll start with some good news. Then we got a video titled, Ohio proposed Natural Family Month, and it sparks backlash, of course, because the word natural is offensive. Then we got a video titled, NPR sues Trump over executive order to cut funding to public media. I just realized I didn't have the link for that. I will have to look that up. Either way, they're trying to spin it into something that it's not. They're claiming that this is President Trump trying to claim control over free speech, when in reality, he's trying to stop paying them with tax doll hairs because they don't deserve it. Let me get this wrote down really quick. Boom, there we go. Then we got a video titled THC ban in Texas about protecting the kids, lawmakers say. This video is completely ridiculous. They talk about removing THC, and then they show Delta 8 and Delta 9 products, which are weed products that don't have THC in them. So Texas doesn't know what the hell they're talking about, but they're trying to ban THC anyways. Then we got a video titled FBI to reopen 3 unsolved Biden-era cases, saying move towards transparency. They're talking about looking into the cocaine that was found at the White House, the Dobbs leak, and the pipe explosive that was found at 2 different buildings. We'll see if they actually get to the bottom of it. Then we got a video titled, a follow-up video for Diddy trial. It's titled, Diddy's ex-assistant testifies about being petrified during lie detector test. Then we got a video titled, Very Anti-Semitic. Trump threatens to give $3 billion doll hairs and Harvard grant money to trade schools. President Trump constantly going after Harvard. It's interesting how much they constantly are talking about anti-Semitism, but I think they should really be just focusing on discrimination in general. Like, I don't know why anti-Semitism is taking priority over just plain ass discrimination. Then the last little bit of the news is titled California. Let me see. No, this ain't the last bit of the news. We got a video titled California cop allegedly scams taxpayers for over 600,000 doll hairs. Crooked cops. Well, this person wasn't even being a cop, but either way, we'll get to it. Then we got a video titled Three More of the 10 Escapees from New Orleans Jail Captured. This is a doubly follow-up. It's going to be talking about the escapees from the jailbreak in New Orleans, and then they're also going to be providing an update for the escaped inmate that we covered either Friday or Saturday that's an ex-police chief. He's still on the run. Then we got another follow-up video. It's titled Second Crypto Suspect Surrenders in Torture Case. That's just follow up on that crazy story where they were torturing that guy trying to get his Bitcoin password. Then we got a funny video titled Alex Stein Trolls Elon Musk Protesters with Rap Performance. Then we'll be getting into the last little bit of the news. Of course, it's Lefties Losing It, and this one's titled BLM Anniversary Edition. Remember Democrats weeping for George Floyd. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We got an unboxing today. I got 3 different packages here from you hooligans. I know one is from Cheeky Chops. I'm not sure about the other 2. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there's 4 packages here. One from Tory Wayne, one from Cheeky Chops, and I got to figure out who sent me these other 2. Then we'll be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent to us by Tory Wayne. Then we got 2 funny videos of the day. First one's titled, I Think There's Something Wrong With Your Cat. And then our official funny video of the day was provided by Target, and it's titled Male Skincare Routine. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, 10 Man? What's up, Russell? What's up, Guess MJ? What's up, Matt Rogers? What's up, Snooks? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. Guess I'm FedEx. Where you shipping, Klaus? Oh, man. I had to fight like crazy to get this package. I'm trying not to talk about it. Roxanne pisses me off. What is up, everyone over on Rumble? Snooks, I think you were first today. I appreciate everything you do for us, Snooks. What's up, Mr. Satan? What's up, J-Dog? What's up, H-Big? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom. I did get the package. Thank you so much. Haven't opened it yet. We're going to see what it is. What's up, Elder Zoomer? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Spicy K? What's up, Tony Rez? Happy freedom. Let me see. Scrolling through. What's up, Metal Mouth? Happy freedom to you. Don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble. See if you can get us on the front page. And what is up, everyone over on Kig? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? Matt Rogers, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. And what is up, everyone over on the communism platform? Mr. Satan, you were first over here. What's up, Proud Patriot Girly? What's up, Toy Mafia? Matt Rogers, you are truly omnipresent. What's up, Sassy Patriot? Happy freedom. What's up, Mike Ingalls? Guess you are omnipresent. What's up, Judo Joe? Happy freedom. What's up, Skulls? What's up, Teasel? Happy freedom. And what is up, everyone over on X? What's up, Wayward? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Like I said, this first video is titled California Shuts Down Migrant Center After Unprecedented Drop in Illegal Border Crossings. This is some good news. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, we have these Trump was right about everything t-shirts. Now, this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans to have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now, this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, dog tags, and we've made long sleeve shirts out of this design. Today I got on the Plain Jane Hooligan t-shirt. We got lots of items and lots of designs over in the merch store. I'll be dropping all the links in the chats while we're watching this first video.
And meanwhile, back here at home, Charlie.
Yeah, the border is closed. This is, the situation in Russia is taking a little bit longer, but the border is closed. And it's kind of remarkable to think about if any president had accomplished what President Trump has accomplished at the border, you could just sort of go home. Of course, that's not the case with President Trump. He's still working. This is what the chief patrol agent in the San Diego sector wrote. Due to the unprecedented decrease in illegal crossings this year, the massive 1,000-person San Diego sector soft-sided facility has been dismantled. In 2025, San Diego sector arrested 1,199 illegal aliens with an average of 38 per day. This was a 186% drop compared to March of 2024.
How great is that when you see the video of them shutting down the facility where it used to be packed with migrants under Joe Biden, and now under Donald Trump, only 38 a day. So his efforts are working from day one. And ICE is still doing the work, Lawrence. They're still exactly arresting people over the Memorial Day weekend.
I think it was probably one of his famous lines in one of the speeches that he gave. He goes, we didn't need new legislation. We just needed a new president. And it's true, because there's no new laws concerning the border that's been passed. It's just the president and his administration enforcing the law. And when you look at the people that they've arrested just over Memorial Day weekend, I mean, these are people that just been roaming the country. You got an 18-year-old Guatemalan citizen that's suspected to be a part of the 18th Street gang. You got an El Salvadorian that was charged with 4 counts of felony sexual assault
on a child.
On a child. Can you believe that? And so you got a 35-year-old in Mexico, a criminal conviction for aggravated assault, and he had a deadly weapon as well. You got another Mexican citizen that was accused of sexual assault. The victim was a minor as well, 13 years old.
Yeah, then we have another one, a 26-year-old citizen from Mexico, Charlie, felony rape conviction, and another one, a 35-year-old citizen of Mexico convicted of distributing meth.
Yeah, so not only are we keeping these people out of our country and having a border, which we're allowed to have, but also think about, it's a humanitarian crisis when you have tens of thousands, millions of these people coming across the border. It's very dangerous. You wind up in tent facilities like this. The Biden administration created a human catastrophe at the border, and President Trump, as you said, without any legislation, solved that problem and fixed it for all of us.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart.
All right. Like I said, starting off with some good news here. They're shutting down this detention center because it's just not being used. We don't have that many border crossers coming through anymore, getting what we voted for. Next up, Ohio proposes Natural Family Month, and of course it sparks backlash. Weirdos over in the LGBTXYZ community say it excludes them and it's discriminatory. The bill is supposed to be encouraging people to have kids and be a family, but that's offensive to Democrats. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about California shutting down this migrant center. Ten-man evil little hobbits. Yep. It makes me wonder, though, what are they going to do with the 38 that cross right now? Because they said that it's in San Diego. It's being dismantled. They were arresting an average of 38 people per day, which is a 186% drop compared to how many people were coming across the border last year. So what are they going to do with the 38 that comes across? Those people aren't going to just stop coming here. Are they going to get detained at, the jail? Is that the goal? 10-man libs in Nashville are having a meltdown with ICE in the city. It's so stupid. Liberals are always mad. It doesn't matter what's going on. They're just pissed to be pissed. That's badass, Matt Rogers. You're a good person helping him out. You're not wrong, Russell. You are right. Russell, illegals are scared to come in now? Good. They should be. What's up, Hair Juicer? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Break a Leg? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Roy? Happy freedom. What's up, MU? MU, it's supposed to be hot where you are? It's pretty hot today. It's mid-70s right now. Not quite dying yet, but I don't know. It couldn't get any hotter. I'd be complaining. What's up, Sly Dog? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Turbo? Happy freedom to you. Lumpy's playing Warzone right now. I saw he went live. What's up, Pag? Happy freedom. What's up, Meta? Meta, Trump rally on May 30th in Pennsylvania. What day is the 30th? Friday. We'll be covering that. Pag, you out there enjoying the weather? I hope so. What's going on Twitch? Our Twitch is just dead. Yay. What's up, Vinny C? Happy freedom. Proud Patriot Girl, it's 84 in Oregon right now. Enjoy that nice weather. Alright, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, Ohio proposed Natural Family Month, and of course it sparks backlash because, like I said, the liberals, they're just mad just for the sake of being mad. Now, saying natural family is very offensive to LGBTXYZ pedophile community. They get bent out of shape about that. The first offense against them was talking about being normal. Remember that back in the 90s? They were like, nobody's normal. Now look at them. We need normality so damn bad. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
This time of year between Mother's Day and Father's Day could soon have a new name in Ohio, Natural Family Month, and this is a push has the backing of dozens of state lawmakers. WLWT News 5's Giacomo Luca spoke with Cincinnati parents who say they feel they'll be left out. He joins us live with reaction from both sides. Giacomo.
Yeah, that's right, Megan. The Republican lawmakers behind the effort call it really an effort to promote strong families and raising children, but critics say it intentionally leaves some family structures out. Now, that bill doesn't specifically define what a natural family is, but Representative Josh Williams says it's really meant to promote what he calls natural families. In his words, that's a man, a woman, and their children. Now, the goal here is to encourage higher birth rates and positive family outcomes, but that sparked backlash from the LGBTQ community and Cincinnatians like Vanessa Melendez, a lesbian mother of two. She tells me her family means everything to her and deserves as much recognition as any other.
The elephant in the room on how they positioned it is on the word natural, right? And I think that what they're saying is that there's only one way to be a natural family, and that's entirely not true.
This bill was intended not to exclude any particular family structure. It was to highlight a family structure that's able to produce children and overcome the social and economic disadvantages of single parent households and children not being raised in two-parent households.
Now, Representative Williams added that Ohio already recognizes other family structures and that this law really isn't meant to discriminate. But Melendez says other family structures are left out, including those who have adopted, conceived through IVF, and single parents. Now, this bill is headed to committee for further discussion. We're live this morning. Giacomo Luca, WLWT News 5.
Okay. Like I said, people just being mad. Mad for no reason. The biggest problem we have is where it says natural. Oh yeah, you don't think it's natural for two dudes to have a baby? Stuff like that? Well, maybe you should take a look at your life choices there. I mean, I don't know. So stupid. They would take anything and make it a bad thing. For no reason. Oh, you're a perfect bell of health. Well, that's offensive to people that are unhealthy. So what? So what? Do something about it. Like, I don't know. I'm just tired of people bitching. So tired of people bitching. Anyways, next up, NPR sues Trump over executive order to cut funding to public media. They're talking about this like the government's trying to control free speech, but really they're just trying to take their tax doll hairs away, which is fine because I don't want to be paying for propaganda anyways. Either way, that's what's coming up next. First, we're going to read through the chat, see what your hooligans think about this natural family bill that they put in. Also, that video was provided by Russell, so we're going to give Russell some credit there. Either way, reading through. Here's you say, oh my God, shut up. I know. Russell, natural families need to be recognized over LGBTXYZ. Yeah. Yep. Snooks, natural family as opposed to unnatural family. Yeah, and that's why they're all offended. It's so stupid. They're the ones that chose to do that, and I don't understand why they get bent out of shape about it. Like, they wanted to be eccentric with their choices, and now they're mad because their eccentric choices are not considered normal. It's not the natural way of doing things. It's like, isn't that what you're going for? Isn't that the whole point of, like, tattooing your face and getting weird piercings and stuff, is to rebel against natural normality? Isn't that why they're cutting the wieners off their kid and all that? Democrats. Break a leg, space is fake and gay. Yeah, we don't need that nonsense. What's up, Metal Mouth? Happy freedom. What's up, Information Warlord? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Stoner? Happy freedom. Stoner left out. You got a whole month of flamboyancy. Yeah, Stoner, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Meta, quit your bitching. That's right. What's up, Nagasaki? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Rodney? Happy freedom. What's up, Cecil? Happy freedom to you. Teasel, do they eat them wieners after they cut them off? I don't know what they do, Teasel. I have no idea. Those Democrats have lost their marbles. Wayward, that's your local news station? They're out there doing the thing. Information Warlord, it's mental health awareness or mental illness awareness month. June, isn't it men's mental health awareness month? It's not just in general, it's for boys. I'm pretty sure, because we were saying that last year. If it's June, it is men's mental health month every June. Yeah, it's not gay month, it's men's mental health month. Isn't it ironic that it's the same month? You got dudes in dresses. It's gay month and it's men's mental health awareness month. All right. I don't know why we need two titles. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and move forward here. Like I said, NPR sues Trump over executive order to cut funding to public media. Now, hopefully this is the right video because I didn't grab the damn link when I was putting it on the schedule because I'm an idiot. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommentTube, and let's get into this.
National Public Radio and 3 local stations have filed a lawsuit against President Donald Trump, arguing that an executive order aimed at cutting federal funding for the organization is illegal.
It's really a double whammy from a First Amendment perspective and for NPR and the local stations. First, it is a direct effort by the government to control content and viewpoint in the journalistic sphere. And that's one of the most egregious First Amendment violations there can be. In addition, it's seeking to interfere with the independence of the local stations and their choice of national content.
The lawsuit was filed Tuesday in federal court in Washington by NPR, Colorado Public Radio, Aspen Public Radio, and KUTE Inc. It argues that Trump's executive order to slash public subsidies to PBS and NPR violates the First Amendment.
The Supreme Court just last year in the Moody versus Net Choice case said that the Constitution, the First Amendment, forbids the government from seeking to coerce news organizations and others in terms of editorial choices. And here, the executive order quite explicitly says it's motivated by the president and the administration's view that NPR is supposedly biased in its coverage.
In response to the lawsuit, White House Deputy Press Secretary Harrison Fields said that the Corporation for Public Broadcasting is, quote, creating media to support a particular political party on the taxpayer's dime.
Well, like I said, they're trying to make claims that are not accurate to what's actually happening. They're trying to say that President Trump wants to take away the funding because they're not passing the right message. And that it's not just a problem in general, that they're biased because they're being paid for by tax doll hair, so they should be unbiased. But of course they're not saying that. They don't want to admit to being biased, so instead they just try to claim that this is the government controlling speech and that everybody should be really mad that President Trump wants to cut the tax funding for NPR. What are you doing, Klaus Daniels? Oh, I got the packages in your spot? Well, sad story. Anyways, next up, THC ban in Texas about protecting kids, lawmakers say. This story is so ridiculous because, like I said before, they're talking about banning THC and then they show Delta 8 and Delta 9 products on the shelf, which those are weed products that have had THC removed from them. So even if they ban THC, those Delta 8 products really could still be on the shelf because they don't have THC in them. So I don't know if it's Texas is being stupid or the people telling this story, but either way, it's coming up next. First, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about NPR. Do you think that they should lose their funding, that tax doll hair funding, or are they doing a good job over at the NPR? Russell, NPR has been needed to be defunded for a while. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why all of us should pay for a one-sided political message from those news places. Matt Rogers, why should we have to pay them to lie to us? Exactly. What's up, Jay Spray? Happy freedom to you. Here, Juicer. June is my month. Sad dudes and gays can fuck off. That's right here, Juicer. That's right. Elder Zoomer, the average NPR broadcast should be 5 hours of reading bills, word for word, no extra commentary. Yeah, it should. Just alerts directly from the White House, straight from the paper. Ghostly, public media brought to you by viewers like you. Well, not really. NPR mostly paid for by the feds. We just want to brainwash you into thinking it's what you want. Yeah, Ghostly. That reminds me of KJP coming out on stage and saying things that nobody wants to happen, and saying, this is what the American people want. Like, wait a minute, you're going to come out in the press room and tell us this is what we want? Like, that's ridiculous. I do not miss KJP at all. Not at all. Metal Mouth, I don't understand why they don't have a Women's Mental Health Awareness Month. Maybe they haven't accepted that they need a month yet. You know, you ever try to tell a woman she's crazy? It doesn't usually go over very well. So maybe that's why they don't have a month. Maybe they do have a month. I don't know. They probably covered it up with Easter or something like that. I'll look it up in a second. Meta, lose it. Yep. We don't need it. Why waste the money on it? What's up, Tony Rich? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Michael? Happy freedom to you. Russell, your birthday's in June? Did you put your birthday on your profile so you can get on the birthday wall? Russell, we need equal rights for midgets. Maybe even a midget month. All right, hold on. Let's see if there is a Women's Mental Health Month. When it is... Yeah, see, I bet it's not, because women can't handle men being funny, you know. So the whole month you'd be like, just chill out, dear. You'll be fine. Just chill out. It's Women's Mental Health Month. May is Women's Mental Health Month. So we're currently in Women's Mental Health Month. That's interesting. Why do they come first? How come they get May and we get stuck in June? How did that happen? Who decided that? What's up, Winston? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward. Like I said, this next one is THC ban in Texas about protecting the kids, lawmakers say. It's coming up next, but first I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop on the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this polled up.
Accurate.
Texas is racist against THC. Hit the like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Here at home, ever since Colorado and Washington voted to legalize recreational cannabis sales back in 2014, you know this, the industry has exploded across the country. And so currently 24 states plus D.C. allow recreational cannabis sales, while 39 states in the district have medical marijuana programs. But one state is bucking the trend, sending a bill straight to the governor's desk that will outlaw THC. That's that psychoactive compound in cannabis that gets you high. News Nation's Xavier Walton has the latest from D-Town this morning, from Dallas. This is interesting, Xavier. Every state around Texas allows some form of legal cannabis use. So why are they looking to crack down now?
And Marky, you know that map you had on just before you came out to me painted a really good picture of just all the different states that have some sort of law with THC involved. But hey, you know Texas, you know this as well as anybody. You know, it marches to the beat of its own drum, and this is a prime example of Texas doing what Texas does. And in this case, we're talking about Senate Bill 3, which bans the use of all THC products in the Lone Star states. Adults would face up to a year in jail for possessing any sort of THC product. Lawmakers say at the end of the day, this is about protecting kids after they neglected to establish thresholds for the amount of THC hemp products can actually have after legalizing hemp products. That was back in 2019 here in Texas. So Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who champions the bill, says THC is poisoning kids.
We can't regulate it. We don't have enough police to check every store when there are 8,000 to 9,000 of them. And to put this in perspective, we only have 1,100 McDonald's in the state of Texas, 1,300 Starbucks in the state of Texas. So there are 8 times more smoke shops selling this poison.
So interesting there. Hemp is huge business in Texas, contributing, nearly $10 billion to the state economy, according to a March report from Whitney Economics. Critics say, though, local businesses are going to take a huge hit from the ban, one they didn't see coming. That includes Texas hemp growers who argue the bill is flat out an overreach. And then you got to think about this, too. Thousands of shop owners who create more than 50,000 jobs could be put out of business. Take a listen.
It's about $268 million in tax revenue that it's going to deplete. And again, 53,000 Texans are going to be without a job. It's absolutely heartbreaking. I thought about, my customers, our veterans, all the business owners that are going to lose their jobs, farmers that are going to lose their revenue.
What the hell? So a lot of lost jobs. If signed by Governor Greg Abbott, it would take effect in September. But shops, business owners, they have until January for full compliance. And despite the potential ban, lawmakers, they did agree to expand Texas's compassionate use program, allowing those with specific conditions to use low-level THC products, so to speak. But yeah, certainly bucking the trend here. Marky, Texas marching to the beat of its own drum.
As it usually does. To your point, we'll see what the governor decides to do with it. Xavier, thanks so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Okay, Texas hates weed. That's interesting. That's interesting. It's all the fear mongering that I think is ridiculous. Like, if you don't like weed, you don't like the way it smells, you don't want people driving too slow on the road or not beating their wives, then, fine, just say that. But to go out there and be like, they're poisoning the kids. What do you mean? Like, how are kids getting weed products? Because if you're worried about that, then you should be really worried about them getting guns too, because there's a lot of things out there that kids don't need to have their hands on. So it sounds like you need to crack down on parents and their possession of weed more than anything else. Doing away with THCs, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to affect the state of Texas, because they're making it all about kids. And of course, nobody wants kids to get a hold of weed or any other kind of drug. So, that's whatever. But to go out there and say, well, they're poisoning the kids, like it's the dispensaries are doing it. The dispensaries are like, here, kid, let me poison you with THC so you eat a candy bar and fall asleep on the couch. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of fear mongering coming out of Texas. And like I said, it doesn't make sense. The whole beginning of the video, they're showing Delta 8 and Delta 9 products, which are weed products that have had THC removed from them. That they did, whoever created Delta 8 and Delta 9 did that to get around THC laws. So it's stupid that they're showing those products and saying, well, we're going to ban THC. Well, that's great, because that's not going to do anything to those products that you're actually showing on the screen. I saw another video that didn't make it on the schedule because we had enough weed propaganda on here, where they're saying that Kush and K2 are the same thing. They are not the same thing. I don't know if you've seen that news clip, but that is ridiculous. Kush is a strain of weed. It's like White Widow or any of that. It's just the strain of weed that it is. K2 is synthetic weed, and that's like what Robert Neely was on when he died. He was all whacked out on K2, which is synthetic weed. It's fake weed. It's got chemicals and crap in it that does who knows what to your brain. But they're out there trying to say that Kush is K2. That's not true at all. That is fake ass news right there. That is bullshit. That is straight bullshit. That's like saying the air is poison, so stop breathing. So stupid. Either way, next up, FBI to reopen 3 unsolved Biden-era cases, saying move toward transparency. They're claiming that they're going to be looking into the cocaine found at the White House. They're going to be looking at the Dobbs leak, which I'm pretty sure is Roe vs. Wade. And then they're going to be looking into the pipe explosive that was found at the 2 buildings. I'm assuming they're talking about J6, but maybe they're talking about something else. Either way, that's what's coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligan think about Texas hating THC. 10-man K2 is headache crap. Yeah, it's not the same thing. I don't know. There's a big push for like weed propaganda right now. J-Spray, it seems like it would be easier to keep an eye on the shops than the guy at every corner. Yeah, I mean, you would think so. I don't know. Like I said, it seems like an agenda. It seems like they're pushing some agenda that's not necessarily about... Either they are misinformed on how weed works and how people get it and what they use it for, or somebody with a lot of doll hairs is pushing influence. They're saying, hey, we're going to give you all this money. You're going to go and make all this shit illegal for some sort of like ulterior motive. It's not about kids. The last time we covered Texas talking bad about weed, they were saying that people were overdosing. They said people were dying in the jails, dying in the schools, and dying in the streets from THC. They were literally saying that, and something's wrong with Texas right now. I don't know what's going on. Here, Juicer, live free or die unless you like weed. Yeah, I don't know. Not real impressed with this. Texas has crap government. I don't know why it's like that. I say it almost every day. Their representatives are awful. Jasmine Crockett and Dan Crenshaw, and then these yahoos getting up there. Like, the government in Texas kind of doesn't look that great. I don't know. It's just my opinion, man. I should just keep that to myself. I live here in Michigan. Michigan's not that fucking great. But, man, when I think of Texas, I never think of any of their representatives because they don't seem to portray the same image I think of when I think of Texas. What's up, Trapper? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Energy Woman? Happy freedom to you. Trapper K2 is junk? Yeah, it is. What's up, Whistler's wife? Happy freedom. Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing that they were saying. Let me see. If an adult gets caught with weed, you could do up to a year in jail. Doing a year in jail for having weed. That's crazy. Like, that is crazy. If you get caught drinking and driving, you don't get a year. I'm trying to think what you even get. You get your license suspended and you got to go, pay some doll hairs to get it back. But I don't think you get a year. Crazy. Fanatical, no law has ever stopped the use of drugs. Yeah. Just like no law has ever stopped anybody from shooting somebody in a gun-free zone. Or just shooting people in general. Shroomish, what about the kids getting diabetes? Nobody cares about that. No, yeah, see? They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about childhood obesity. Nope. They're worried about high children, which we don't want high children, but the only time we seem to be covering issues where there's kids getting high is border crossers. The last time we covered it, we were talking about border crossers staying in those 5-star hotels, and the border crossers were turning them into brothels. And they were saying that kids were walking around high and drunk and stuff all the time. Trapper, it's about jobs. Well, why would they want to purposely lose 50,000 jobs? Because they said that the dispensaries in Texas provides 50,000 jobs. So if they do away with the dispensaries and they make it an illegal offense, a criminal offense, to be in possession of weed, like, how is that about jobs? Roy, they're trying really hard to make Texas a blue state. Is it because of which city is it? There's a big city in Texas that's turning liberal because people move from California to be there. Is it Houston? Is it Dallas? I think it's Dallas. You guys are always telling me. Winston, I tried some of the THC root beer. 2 thumbs up. That's awesome. I've never had root beer before that had THC in it. It sounds good. Oh, it is Austin? No good. Snooks. Why would anybody smoke K2? That's lube, right? No, what? No, that's KY. K2 is fake weed. Russell, Phil Robinson from Duck Dynasty died on Sunday. They're from my hometown, and he was a good guy. That sucks, Russell. Yeah, I don't know much about Duck Dynasty. I know that they were a big deal for a while, but I didn't realize one of them kicked the bucket. Pag, Dallas, Austin, Houston, the big cities. Ghostly Austin's always been blue. No good. That's how the big cities are here in Michigan too. You'd think Michigan was blue as shit, but the only thing that prevents us from being New York is that our big cities, they're blue, but that's about it. The majority of Michigan is red. Like people out in the country and stuff, it's red. It's only in those big cities that it's blue. Energy Woman. There's a plan for Texas that happened here in Colorado. The documentary called Rocky Mountain Heist. Interesting. Information Warlord. In Hurricane Katrina, they bust tens of thousands of Democrats into Texas. They turned Houston and Austin blue. You think it's all done strategically? Let me see. Reading through. What's up, Corey Luca? Happy freedom to you. What's up, DP? What's up, Truck Nasty? Happy freedom. How many liquor stores are there in Texas? Yeah, that's a good question. What's up, Rhyme Time? Happy freedom. What's up, Blonde Beard? Wayward, wait until they find that green crack strain. Yeah, they don't know. I couldn't believe that when I read that earlier today. That Kush is K2. They're going to think green crack is actually crack. Wait till they find God's vagina. They're not going to know what to think when they find that strain. Texas has a huge Democratic Party. No good. Democrats have never been good for anything. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, this next one's FBI to reopen 3 unsolved Biden-era cases, saying it's move towards transparency. Although, while they're talking in this video, they don't seem that concerned about coke in the White House. I'm not sure that this is going to amount to anything in general, but once again, this is FBI to reopen 3 unsolved Biden-era cases. They're going to be talking about cocaine found at the White House, the Dobbs leak, as well as the pipe explosive found at 2 different buildings. I don't know what to think about this. A part of me feels like this is a distraction. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
He's revealing that the FBI is reopening probes into 3 key Biden-era cases: cocaine found in the White House, Supreme Court's Dobbs leak, and the undetonated pipe bombs left in D.C. at the RNC and DNC headquarters. Let's go big picture for a moment. Knowing the FBI as you do you think there are people in the Bureau currently who already know the perpetrators but have been forced to keep quiet so far because, let's be honest, there was a different administration in charge over the last 4 years?
Yeah, I think this is a broader move towards transparency, which I welcome. I mean, I have been, and this is not something that FBI agents like to do, but I've been critical of my former agency, and I think that the sunlight in transparency is critically important, and it's because they've been using the criminal justice system and investigations to achieve political goals, political ends. And we cannot have that. I mean, I was with some FBI agents. I spoke to a huge group of agents down in Tampa last week, and almost universally, they condemn this type, the type of investigations that the Bureau conducted over the last 8 years or so as blatantly political. So do I think that someone actually knows who conducted the leak? I don't know if they know, because I don't think they really scorched the earth like they did in other investigations to figure out who did it. I mean, it was hands off the justices themselves. They were special. They didn't get interviewed. I don't think anyone got polygraphed. I think their devices were not exploited forensically. So, they interviewed 127 people. in any competent investigation, you interview that many people, you're going to shake something loose. And by the way, the FBI didn't conduct the SCOTUS investigation, the leak investigation.
Okay, so you jumped off on Dobbs. You took one of my 3 questions. Thanks for helping me out. As for the cocaine, what happens if we do identify the owner? What consequences attach if we say, hey, it's XYZ whose cocaine it was?
Well, I mean, it's a violation of our federal narcotics laws, and smuggling any kind of foreign substance into the White House is of concern. It could be ricin, it could be anthrax, it could be anything. It could be a weapon. So it's of deep concern that it's a security breach, but it was found in a public area where people put their cell phones in these cubbies before they go into the West Wing of the White House on tours. So it could have been anyone. I don't find this particular investigation as interesting as the one involving the pipe bomb and the one involving the Supreme Court leak. I just think this one, it will be nice to know. The FBI investigation pretty much whiffed on it. They didn't. They had a list of suspects, and they really didn't dive deep into that list because it was so large.
With regard to the pipe bomb, we'll leave it here. Do you believe this is merely a rogue actor or part of something bigger, as has been speculated by many people?
Yeah, that one's hard to say. I mean, we have video of the person planting the bomb, and I just, if you scope out a little bit, that the January 6th investigation itself was one of the most extensive in the FBI's history. They used the most draconian techniques they've used in any investigation, going to the banks and asking for broad data dumps, going geofencing, to see who was conducting cellular conversations, cellular contacts on the Capitol, in and around the Capitol grounds. And why couldn't they have solved this much more serious breach of federal law and planning a weapon of mass destruction at a political headquarters? I just don't get this part of it. I mean, they literally scorched the earth finding the slightest trespasser, and yet somebody plants a bomb and they can't get to the bottom of that. That's what I find. That I am very much looking forward to what happened during the course of that investigation and why we couldn't get to the bottom of that one.
If there's a common theme with all of your answers, it is if the FBI's leadership had wanted to get to the bottom of all 3 of these things that Dan Bongino pointed out yesterday, they would have done it in a much more timely fashion. That's what Dan Bongino says the FBI is going to do now. We will be watching. Chris Swecker, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. So they claim that they're going to open these cases back up, but I don't really know what that matters. Are they going to actually do anything if they bust these people? Probably not. They're asking what's going to happen to the person left cocaine behind. Well, there is laws against bringing drugs into federal property, but, I'm not really worried about it. Oh, well, then why the hell are you guys opening these cases then? I think it's a big-ass distraction. They said Bongino's the one that brought this up. So no Epstein stuff? We're just going to go back to cocaine at the White House? Try and figure out who leaked the Roe vs. Wade stuff? Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. It just sounds like a big distraction to me. It doesn't sound like they're actually going to solve these crimes. I mean, that's just my opinion. Do you hooligans think they're going to solve these cases? How long are they going to work on them? How much tax dollars are they going to pour into this? And what are they going to do when they bust these people? They're going to hold them accountable, or are they just going to write a report and tell all of us on the news? I'm sick of them talking about that book that Biden's in, as well as the audio recording of Biden. They're just like, oh, did you guys know Biden's brain dead? He's been brain dead the whole time. Yeah, we've been telling you for years. For years we've been telling you, and all over the news they're like, hey guys, did you find out that Biden, he's just a walking zombie? Why are you trying to tell us now? We were telling you while he was in office and no one cared. Now all of a sudden it's breaking news. Like, whatever. Whatever. I don't think they actually do shit at the White House other than launder money. That's what it seems like. Our government is fucking with people who follow the law, and they're just blowing our tax dollars. That's all it seems like that goes on there. Otherwise, like, when was the last time anybody saw accountability? Like, when was the last time accountability checked in? Is it okay? It's been gone for a long time now. The street lights are on. It should be home any second now. I don't understand. Next up, we got a follow-up video. It's titled Diddy's ex-assistant testifies about being petrified during lie detector test. Just some more details on what's going on with the Diddy trial. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about the FBI reopening these 3 cases. Hair Juicer, sure, y'all can't find the bomber, but you can kick down Zero's door. Yeah, exactly. They can find everybody who is at J6 according to their phone data, except for that guy who was actually trying to cause harm, supposedly. The other thing I wonder too is, were they legit? Was this person actually planting explosives, or were they just planting things that look like explosives that actually were not dangerous? They just look like they were something dangerous, because they don't really say that anybody went and disarmed them or anything like that. They're like, oh, we just found this. Well, how'd you find it? Did you know it was there? Did it not go off? Like, how did you know? There's like no details about it at all. They're just like, oh, this guy planted stuff. Okay, you just, the maintenance guy found it, or what? You were just sweeping off the steps and came across it? Like, I don't know. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And they have all this footage of this guy walking around, just hanging out, checking his phone, scratching his ass. Like, I don't know. You can't find that guy? Really? You should check your employee list. "10-man cocaine is a distraction from Epstein." Yeah, I think so too. Russell, Bongino's wanted to do this for years. Go back and check these 3 cases. Ghostly, there's video of them finding it. Did they find it like that day? I haven't seen the video of them finding it. Information Warlord, the pipe explosive is the important one. The other 2 are distractions. Well, they should find out who's leaking from the Supreme Court, because obviously that shouldn't be happening. But yeah, the threat against human life is obviously the most important out of all 3. Metalmouth, nothing about J6 makes any sense. Yeah, you're right. You are right. Information Warlord, an off-duty DC cop just happened to find it. I don't know. I've always thought that story sounded so weird. There were so many people who went to the Capitol on J6. Most of them were just kind of going with the flow of whatever was happening. Just like when they opened the doors of the Capitol building and everybody went inside. When we were covering that live, I was like, okay, what are you guys going to do now that you're inside? And everyone just kind of stood there and looked at each other because nobody knew what the hell was going on. But this guy brought pipe explosives. Really? I don't know. That sounds like Fed Boy stuff. I bet he glows in the dark. What's up, Tree Herder? Happy freedom to you. Ghostly, no trust left. Yeah. Energy Woman, all for show. It's not anyone's blow. No one would leave their packet behind. Yeah. It seems weird that they just conveniently left it there right in the cubby. They figured out how to take their phone and everything else they had to leave, but yep, leave their drugs behind. What's up, Boosted Flames? Happy freedom to you. Ghostly, it wasn't near J6, it was blocks away from where anybody was. It was the feds so they could label us terrorists and hunt us. Yep, that's exactly what it seems like. That's what I mean, like, you just randomly came across this, so what'd they do? They planted it and then decided not to use it? It doesn't make any sense. Hair Juicer, the video of the cops who found it, they just hung around and even let children walk by. Yeah, see, that doesn't make any sense. You find a strange, like at the airport, right, when they have unaccompanied bags and stuff like that. Find a stray bag by itself, and then they put the whole place on lockdown because they're worried that it could potentially be an explosive. But then you find something that just obviously looks like a pipe explosive, and they're like, we'll just wait and see what happens. We'll just go ahead and take a break real quick. Snooks, I'll check it out. Boost of Flames, it belongs to Underpants Gnomes. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. What's up, Savage Gaming? Happy freedom to you. Corey Luca, Glenn today said there was only one FBI agent working on the pipe explosive. I don't know. See, that the whole story just sounds weird. What's up, Xterra? Happy freedom to you. Xterra, the VP was in the building the day that it was found. Interesting. What's up, D's? Happy freedom. What's up, Rhonda? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Social Chef? Social Chef, there are currently around 3,200 liquor stores in Texas. Texas has a unique system where liquor can only be purchased from specific licensed liquor stores and grocery stores and drug stores. Well, that sounds like a lot more than the dispensaries that they were bitching about out in Texas. What's up, Jeff Reynolds? Happy freedom. What's up, Tactical? Happy freedom to you. Jay Sprague cash checked the baggie and confirmed it was Hunter's. Well, yeah, and that's the other thing. If any of these crimes came back to Hunter Biden in some way, would they actually do something about it? Because I doubt it. That's what they should be looking into. Is Hunter bringing drugs into the White House? What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom. You're all sunburnt? Oh, you shave your head and go on a bike ride. Yeah, I've been there. I've done that before. Gotta get some aloe. DB Cooper, we don't know anything more today than we did 100 days ago. Yep, you're right. That's why I think all of this is a distraction. I don't think anybody's actually asking for this information. Everybody's asking for the Epstein information, and they're tired of it. So they're trying to do a little look over here, not over there kind of thing. Either way, moving forward here, like I said, we got to follow up on Diddy's ex-assistant, or Diddy's trial. This video is titled, Diddy's ex-assistant testifies about being petrified during lie detector tests.
Los Angeles.
It's crazy how they tell these stories about Diddy like he's some Gotham supervillain or something, but they can't prove human trafficking. So you're just learning about how Diddy's just actually a bad person, but hasn't necessarily broke the law. I don't know. It's very interesting, at least to me. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Los Angeles taking center stage at Sean Diddy Combs' trial. Jurors hearing from Combs' former assistant, as well as members of the Los Angeles Police and Fire Departments.
ABC's Rena Roy is covering the trial from the U.S. District Court in Lower Manhattan.
Capricorn Clark taking the stand today in the federal criminal trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Clark was once an assistant to Combs. Clark testifying about being petrified when she was held against her will in 2004 and forced to take a lie detector test about some missing jewelry. Clark telling jurors she was taken to a dilapidated building by one of Combs' bodyguards. She testified a man told her she was going to take the lie detector test to figure out what happened to Combs' jewelry. And if she didn't pass, quote, they're going to throw you in the East River. Clark says the bodyguard took her to the same deserted location on 5 consecutive days for lie detector tests. Last week, rapper Kid Cudi testified that Clark was the one who alerted him that Combs had allegedly broken into his home when he found out Cassie Ventura and Kid Cudi were dating. Kid Cudi saying Clark called him saying she was forced to go along. He also testified that he believes Combs was responsible for setting his Porsche on fire in a different instance. Members of the LA Fire and Police Departments also testifying today. Over the last 2 weeks, prosecutors have called 16 witnesses, attempting to prove Combs used violence and threats to coerce women into sex and protect his music empire. Combs has pleaded not guilty and denies sexually assaulting or trafficking anyone. His lawyers have argued that his domestic violence was driven by jealousy and drug addiction, and that his sexual activities do not amount to sex trafficking. Combs saying all sexual encounters were consensual. Prosecutors say they feel the trial is right on schedule, saying that their case should take about 6 more weeks and that they should wrap up before the 4th of July. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
All right, that's our update on the Diddy trial there. They seem to be having a hard time proving human trafficking and all this other stuff. Like I said, they're just proving he's not a very good person. Yeah, he's breaking the law with, purchasing drugs and using drugs and stuff like that, but they haven't proved any human slavery, right? That was a big thing that happened. Oh, they found a dude lubed up in his basement living in a cage. Oh, yeah? Well, where's the charges on that? When's that guy going to testify? They haven't brought that up at all. So no human slavery, no, being forced against your will, the unlawful detainment, like they're giving the crypto guys and stuff. None of that. But they're trying really hard for human trafficking, and all they're proving is that he's just not really a nice person, and all the people that interact with him are stupid. They're complying, and then they get in a situation they don't like, but they willingly took the drugs, they willingly lubed themselves up, they willingly were on camera letting him, introduce himself to their holes and all this other stuff, and they did it willingly. So he's a trashy, bad person. They're a bunch of idiots, and that's kind of all they've proved so far. It'll be interesting as it goes on, because supposedly, there's damning details somewhere. Somebody's got to have some sort of testimony that'll actually prove human trafficking or otherwise, because the prosecutors didn't just decide to do this one day, right? It's kind of like the Epstein stuff. Oh, it takes time. We got to gather the evidence, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, you got Diddy in jail. When are you going to prove this shit? It's weird. It's weird. They act like he's such a bad person, and I believe he probably is, but where's the evidence of it? Where's the real damning testimony? When does that come out? These little goofy stories is like, well, yeah, he's a wealthy person. He has been for a long time. He's above the law, just like everybody else who's wealthy, and he does gross, weird things. Okay, but that's not human trafficking. It's not the same thing, so I don't know. I don't know if they're actually going to get Diddy or not, but I think Diddy did it, but whether or not they can prove it is something else. Either way, next up we got very anti-Semitic. Trump threatens to give $3 billion in Harvard grant money to trade schools, which is a good idea. I don't think they need grant money over there at Harvard. I think the push for anti-Semitism is interesting. I think that it should be just be against discrimination across the board. I don't know why anti-Semitism is the word of the year. I don't really understand that. I think all discrimination is bad, but for some reason we're being real specific this round. So either way, that's what's coming up next. First, we're going to read through the chat, see what your hooligans think about the Diddy trial. What's up, Captain Seamus? Happy freedom. I'm a slave to my cat, JeffMAC. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I got to do what he says or else. Russell, my cat is a slave. That's terrible. That's terrible, Russell. Captain Seamus, if the condom don't fit, you can't convict. I guess. Russell, Diddy's a POS, but I'm not sure that he'll be found guilty of this. Yeah, that's what I kind of think too. I don't think he's a good person, but they seem to have a lot of trouble proving that he is the monster that they claim he is. Ghostly, the state or Fed can bring assault charges without her. The kind of things Diddy did or are illegal even with consent. Yeah. They have to be willing to testify if there's no evidence though. I've been convicted of assault twice, and I did it and I admitted to doing it and all of that. So it wasn't a hard case for them. But if you and another person throw hands and they don't find out till the wounds are healed and there's no visual evidence of any wrongdoing, if the state brings charges against you for assault and the victim refuses to testify, even if they are subpoenaed to court, the case will be dismissed because there's no hard evidence against it. And it depends how much money they spend, because if they spend a bunch of money on this, they can't get them on anything. So they decide to come back and have the state press charges for assault on these victims and stuff like that. If they don't have evidence, they'll be wasting even more money. And that's the kind of decisions that prosecutors make every day. And so we'll see. We'll see. There's got to be someone with proof. You know, like there's got to be. There's got to be. 20 years of being an asshole and nobody's got proof of it? I don't know. Somebody's going to have proof. Go see the beating went viral. Well, yeah, okay. In that scenario, yeah, they do have the evidence of that. How much time? Well, it hasn't been 7 years. I was gonna say after 7 years they couldn't do anything about it. But yeah, in that case, yeah, they could get him on assault. He'd do 3 months in jail. They'd give him time served. He's already been in jail that long. It's well, it depends on the state, but it could be up to $500 in fines. And what's that to Diddy? Nothing. Appeal to heaven. There's always a camera somewhere. Yeah, especially if Diddy was really being like the music industry Epstein, then you would think they would have seized a ton of like video recordings from Diddy's house when they raided it. So you would think that they'd be just playing that footage if you legally could, or at least using it as evidence to charge him without even witness testimony. Kevin, did they deserve to get their ass kicked? Cops around here used to just let you go if the other guy was asking for it. Kevin, I think that's a Canadian thing. I used to hear that a lot in Canadian news. Like, basically, if you commit a crime and nobody was hurt and you got away, they're not really worried about you. But in America, that's how they make money. America makes money off putting people in jail. And so 6.5 years could go by, you punch somebody in the face that slapped your kid, and they're still gunning for you. They're still trying to get you. And so I don't know. At least that's how it is here in Michigan. They don't drop the charges for nothing unless they don't have evidence. Otherwise, like fisticuffs, it just doesn't matter. There's no self-defense here either in Michigan. So like you walk by a bar, there's a drunk guy standing out front. He throws a punch, hits you in the face as you're walking by. You turn and punch him in the face. Some woman starts screaming her head off because that's what they do anytime any action happens. They call the police. Police show up. Both of you are going to jail. Both of you are getting assault charges, and both of you are versus the state. Even if neither of you is willing to testify as the victim, if an officer sees this shit, you're both going to jail for assault. And that's the dumb thing about it. Snugs Bieber said he wasn't touched by Diddy. Yeah, I don't know. Bieber's looking rough. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bieber outside of a 7-Eleven begging for 2 doll hairs, because he looks like a straight crackhead right now. J Spray, where's Bieber in all of this? What about MGK? MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, he was co-signed by Diddy. That's how he got his first record deal. He was co-signed by Bad Boy Records. And a lot of people have been bringing that up, and I don't know, he had pink hair and everything else for a while. Between Diddy and Eminem, man, they were just roughing up MGK. Kevin, I want to go fishing, but I got no wheels. You ain't got Uber or anything like that there? There's no Uber here. It's a pumpkin. Happy Freedom. It's a Bill Clay. Happy Freedom to you. Metamouth, I was surprised to see the Seattle cops arrest those Antifa assholes a couple days ago. Well, I wonder if they actually charged them, because sometimes they'll make arrests, but then they'll just like take their picture and cut them loose. And so it's hard to say, but near the election, we saw Antifa become active in Seattle, and it was the same way. The cops were putting them right on their head in the street, and they were not messing around. They were putting them in handcuffs and stuff. So I don't know if Seattle is just tired of letting the liberals, turn that place into a dumpster fire, or what exactly the situation is, but it kind of seems like Seattle's cracking down. But again, we got to see those convictions. Arrests are great, but if they don't actually serve time in jail, they're not going to change. And there's people who serve time in jail and don't change, but they definitely aren't going to change if you don't send them to jail. There's nothing quite like being locked in a cement room with criminals. There's just nothing really like it. Tree herder, I whipped someone's ass at the bar and the cops ruled it was mutual combat because the other guy poked my chest and wanted it. It's badass, tree herder. I wish it was like that around here. I wish. I got to avoid people because of that. Because people always think they want to fight me or they want to do something bad to me or whatever. And when I give them reciprocal attention, they don't like it. And then I'm considered the bad guy. And it's like, I don't know. Every time something like that happens, I'm always like, why do I leave the house? Why do I leave the house? Go out here with all these soft-ass people got attitude problems, and then they ask me to punch them in the face. And when I do, I got to go to jail. Like, that's stupid as fuck. I'm just trying to give the guy what he wanted. J Spray, everybody knows you don't go full Britney. Holy. Britney Spears, she's messed up. Britney Griner is even worse. What I think is funny is everybody realizing that Britney Spears was crazy the whole damn time. Everyone's like, maybe we shouldn't have freed Britney. And I'm like, yeah, what did you think was going to happen? She was obviously cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, so I don't understand. Kevin, yeah, but I ain't got $100. It's going to take me to get there to go, let's see, get to the fishing pond and back. It's $30 to get me to town by taxi. Yeah, Kevin, that's pretty expensive. That's pretty expensive. What's up, Rappy? Happy Freedom. Winston, I heard LeBron was wearing a maid uniform. I seen that too. I don't know if that's Photoshop or if that's real. But they say pay attention when you see celebrities out here wearing dresses and shit, like dudes in dresses, obviously is what I'm talking about. Like Cat Williams said, like, pay attention because that's them telling their handlers that they're ready for some more attention. They're ready to get, that next level of fame. Stoner, I love white trash Britney. She gives me anxiety. She's like dancing half naked with knives and shit. I'm like, one wrong move and she's gonna cut her face off. Like, I don't know. It just gives me crazy anxiety. Jay Spray, that's what happens with blondes, hot blondes, double-edged sword. Yeah, I've never met a hot blonde that wanted me. Just saying. Just saying. You're writing all these paragraphs in my chat. You better chill out. Better just chill out. What's up, TBD? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Ball? Happy freedom to you. Brandon Grinder. Yeah. Brandon Grinder. That's right. What's up, Mana? Happy freedom. Teasel, you got luck like me. I'm sorry. Yeah. My grandpa used to tell me all the time. He'd be like, dang, Jeff, if you didn't have bad luck, you'd have no luck at all. And I'm like, I know. That's just the way it is. That's why I got to keep my ass indoors with my giant cat. He's my witness. He's my witness. People come knock on the door. They're like, where were you on the night of the 13th? I'm sitting here with my giant cat on the live. Old school in Michigan, can you defend yourself? We have, what is it called? Not defend your castle. Is it stand your ground? We have a law, and I can't think of what it's titled, where if somebody's coming after you and you try to retreat and they do not let you retreat, you can then use lethal force. If it's that situation. Now, if somebody's trying to intimidate you, that's whatever. But if somebody's trying to whoop your ass and they're trying to get at you, and you're trying to flee, and they do not let you flee, you can stand firmly on the ground and let those fuckers have it. But you got to have so much proof. Because like I said, the Michigan police, it's not the police, it's the courthouses. They just care about bodies in jail. They don't care how they get there. It doesn't matter if you were in the right or the wrong. If the police get called and your name gets brought up, they're going to do whatever they can to get you. Like, if you were justified in the shooting, they're going to say the bullet casings on the ground is littering and you're still going to jail. Like, that's the way they do shit around here. They want people in jail. And so it's, kind of like you have self-defense, but you got to be perfect or else they're going to get you on something. It's just the way it is. There's people here that go to jail all the time or get sued all the time because people break in their house and get hurt. Stuff like that. Like they come onto your property trying to steal shit or cut your catalytic converter off your truck and then they get hurt, and then they sue you or press charges or whatever they're going to do, and then you get in trouble because this meth head decided to stop by and target you. So, like I said, you know, around here you got to just keep your ass in the house. Wayward, what about all the people that were poisoned because of Diddy? Well, I think they're trying to say that it was consensual. Their drug consumption was consensual. But you would think that there would be people at least stating that, saying like they came to the party, but they didn't know that their drink was spiked or something like that. But the other thing is that, you know, people get in where they fit in. You know, we talk about that all the time. So these people attending Diddy parties probably knew what Diddy was into. They were probably into that too. And so, yeah, they're victims now in hindsight. But when they came to the party, they probably had drugs on them. They probably had intent of distributing drugs or getting buck naked with randos and stuff like that. They probably had intentions of doing that. So there's probably only so much victimhood that they can actually claim when it comes to attending these Diddy parties. Hair Juicer, Illinois is duty to retreat, stupid ass law. What is that? I've never heard of that. Duty to retreat. It doesn't sound like self-defense. I'll tell you that. Let's see what this says. Illinois, let's see. Illinois. You got to pronounce the S when you're not from there. Illinois does not have a strict duty to retreat law. Instead, it imposes a duty to retreat in public spaces if it is safe to do so. Let's see, but what is it? What is duty to retreat? Duty. I wish Gesson was here. He loves phrasing. Duty to retreat is a legal requirement in some jurisdictions that mandates a person must try to escape a dangerous situation before using force in self-defense. That's kind of what we have here. You have to try to retreat before you turn around and blow someone's head off. There you go, Captain Seamus. The duty. Yes. All that duty going on. 10-man stand your ground law, only way to go. Yeah. Captain Seamus, you have the duty to run away. See, that's so un-American. Why would they pass laws like that? Fucking Democrats. Jay Spray, run and hide. If I'm in my house, I've already fled. Yeah, Jay Spray, that's what I'm saying too. Did you try and retreat? Yeah, I retreated to the bedroom to get my gun. I came back. That's what happened. Mm-hmm. Matt Rogers, ain't no party like a Diddy party. LeBron James. That's true. Yeah, he was on camera saying that. Captain Seamus, in Kansas, you have the duty to feed the remains to the hogs. That's right. That's right. You can legally do it as long as you clean up after yourself. That should be the American way. You can legally defend yourself, your family, and your property, but you are obligated to clean up the body afterwards. Fair. That's fair to me. That is fair. Stoner, like Kyle running away for 20 minutes and getting shot at. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He was fleeing and could not escape the threat. And then he gave him a little Kapowski. And yeah, he had to go to court. But man, those were some clean shots. He let him have it. Ghostly, duty to retreat means you have to flee your home. That's so crazy. Could you imagine someone breaks in your house and you're like, oh no, I have to leave or else the law will get me. Stupid. What's up, Sage Pup? Happy freedom. Lister's wife, I was wondering if we would be able to drag you outside this summer if we made it to the coast. Well, we are planning a hooligan get-together, which I need to actually nail down these plans because we're running out of time. August. Like the third week August, we're trying to get together at the state park in Silver Lake, I'm thinking, for a hooligan get-together. I'm not sure exactly what day, but that's the next time I plan on going outside is about then. What's up, Puff and Stuff? Happy freedom. Stoner, the knife dance is so hot. Nah, Britney Spears gives me anxiety. she just makes me feel dread. Tree Herder, don't report break-ins. Yeah, that's true. Ghostly New Jersey is like that. Elder Zoomer, these politicians have a duty to go fuck themselves. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Hair Juicer, I stand corrected. Well, I wasn't trying to correct you, Hair Juicer. I was just trying to Google things. It sounds like you do have a duty to, what is it? A duty to retreat. But they were talking about how it was enforced. That it's kind of situational. So it's not necessarily that you were corrected. I absolutely was not trying to correct you. But that's what it kind of read like. It sounded like AI was splitting hairs more than anything else. Snugs, Florida, stand your ground? Yeah. Does Florida have defend your castle doctrine? I'm pretty sure it's like that in North Dakota. We don't have that here in Michigan. J Spray, shoot first and live to appear in court. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing about concealed carry too. There's all these rules to concealed carry, but I look at it like don't bring your gun where you're ready to die. That's how I look at it. Because the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. So, like, I say this all the time. When I go to take out the trash, sometimes I don't have it with me, and I will stop and come back and get it because I'm not willing to die next to the dumpster with a trash bag in my hand. I'm just not. That's not how I'm going to die. And so, you got to bring it everywhere where you're, willing to stay alive. Metal Mouth, I believe they have stand your ground laws in Nebraska. Could be. Pumpkin, did you know that when we rated Cat Dog, they gave a month sub? Very nice of them. That's awesome, Pumpkin. Yeah, Cat Dog seemed really cool. Find It Fix, are the FBI cases old? Happy Freedom, Find It Fix It. The FBI cases, we already covered that story. I think we just covered it a little while ago. The 3 cases that they're opening is the cocaine found in the White House, the Dobbs leak, which I believe is Roe vs. Wade, and the pipe explosives that they had found on J6. Those are the cases that they're reopening. My big question about it is, are they going to solve the case, or are they just distracting us from Epstein files and other things that we're asking for? What's up, Master Meatball? Happy Freedom. Master Meatball. So I've been going into lefty rooms on Twitch, being polite, asking questions, and providing sources. And I swear, the amount of, what is this? Vitriol? Let me see. Vitriol I get by chat and hostess. And I'm not arguing. Yeah, Master Meatball. But that's how lefties are, though. Lefties are that way. They talk, you talk back, they don't like what you said, so they're either going to attack you or just like ban you or try to get everybody to attack you, and that's it. They're not about like having conversation, finding answers, finding solutions. They're not about that. What's up, Lisa? Happy Freedom. I need another beer. That's right. That's right. What's up, Christine? Happy Freedom to you. Tactical Pennsylvania, stand your ground. I think that's the law that I was talking about that we have here too, is stand your ground. Somebody told me after I had this guy chasing me in a vehicle. Well, it says we have a stand your ground law here. It says that you don't have the duty to retreat. But I was told by the officer that, because I had to file a report after that guy was trying to chase me down, because he got out of the car and I left. I drove away because I didn't know if he had a gun in his hand or not. And the officer was like, well, you were able to flee, so you couldn't use lethal force. And I'm like, how can this bitch chase me, telling me he's going to kill me across 2 city lines, and then my duty was to retreat? Like, I don't know. If I hadn't already been to jail before, I probably would have did something to him. But that's the dumb thing about us having so many laws, is when your life is in danger, instead of worrying about defending yourself, you're worried about the fucking law. when you die, you only do that once. Like, the law shouldn't be competing with you when it comes to preserving your life. Like, that is so dumb to me. Either way, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, this next one's very anti-Semitic. That's what it says in the title. Don't come after me. I don't care about your stupid words and titles. It says, Trump threatens to give $3 billion doll hairs and Harvard grant money to trade schools. Yes. All right, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Alicia, President Trump is doubling down on his demands to Harvard. He's now threatening to divert $3 billion of grant money if the university doesn't hand over data on foreign students. National correspondent Brian Yennis is live from New York City with more. Hello, Brian.
Hey, Mike. Well, President Trump has frozen or cut more than $2.7 billion in federal research grant money to Harvard University, accusing Harvard of fostering an unsafe, anti-American, and anti-Semitic college environment. This morning, the president says that money could soon be redirected. Quote, I am considering taking $3 billion of grant money away from a very anti-Semitic Harvard and giving it to trade schools all across our land. What a great investment that would be for the USA, and so badly needed. The Trump administration blocked Harvard from enrolling new or existing foreign students until it fully complies and turns over information about its foreign students, who encompass 27% of Harvard's student body. President Trump posting, we are still waiting for the foreign student list from Harvard so that we can determine, after a ridiculous expenditure of billions of dollars, how many radicalized lunatics, troublemakers, all should not be let back into our country. Harvard is very slow in the presentation of these documents, and probably for good reason. Harvard University insists it has complied with Trump's lawful request, providing foreign student names and birthplaces and disciplinary records, for instance. But Harvard says it will not comply with other requests that it considers vague or unconstitutional, like data about a student's protest participation or hostile viewpoints. Here's Harvard grad and Democratic Congressman Jake Auchincloss responding to the president.
We want a list of those foreign students, and we'll find out whether or not they're okay. Everybody knows they're anti-Semitic, and that's got to stop immediately.
He's acting exactly like the unhinged anti-Israel campus protesters that he claims to be opposing. This behavior from the hard right is just as inane as the behavior from the hard left was last year.
And those comments in an interview with you, Mike, on Saturday. Look, a judge granted Harvard an emergency restraining order allowing it to enroll foreign students for now. A court hearing, though, is set for Thursday as this war between Harvard and the Trump administration escalates. Mike.
We will follow it all. Brian Yennis, thanks very much.
Hey, Sean.
Okay. I don't know. I kind of feel indifferent on this. I don't think Harvard needs any tax doll hairs at all. They don't need the money. They don't. They got $52 billion in endowment or whatever. They don't need our money. But I think it's really interesting that they're pushing so hard for the uncovering of anti-Semitism, which I think it should be all discrimination. I think colleges who are saying fuck white people and all that kind of stuff, they should be, in trouble too. I think it should be no discrimination, not just one level of, like, how is that better in 2020, right? Everybody was screaming Black Lives Matter and stuff because they were saying that, like, black people were getting the short end of the stick, and that's all we've heard for 4 years. Now they're saying Jewish people are getting the short end of the stick. Why not just across the board, no discrimination? Do not go out there and make encampments saying fuck anybody specifically. Do not pray for genocide against any race or culture. Like, just across the board discrimination. Why is it only one? I don't get that. And I hate having to say that because, of course, there's going to be people who are like, oh, you're for it. No, I'm not for it. I just think that it should be across the board. It shouldn't be protecting one group while leaving everybody else vulnerable. It should be protection for everybody, right? Anti-discrimination. They should be looking at these Ivy League schools and saying, are you, allowing people to discriminate? Yes or no? Not only one culture or one religion or one skin color. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why we're so hard about one, but not just a blanket immunity kind of thing. You know, we do not want discrimination of anybody. And if you got people holding camps and marches and Klan meetings and shit, then your school is going to lose their funding. That makes way more sense to me than being like only anti-Semitism. I don't know. I'm sure it'll piss somebody off, but I swear that what I'm saying makes way more sense than just protecting one group of people. But, you know, maybe there's just something wrong in my head. I don't know. Either way, next up, California cop allegedly scams taxpayers for over $600,000. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat and see what you hooligans think about President Trump moving $2.7 billion potentially to trade schools because Harvard, they just don't want to play ball. The other thing that I think is kind of interesting is that the Trump administration wants Harvard to provide a list of students that are participating in protests. I don't know about that because we have the constitutional right to protest. And so I don't feel like you should be disciplined for protesting because that's your constitutional right. So for the school to provide a list of everybody that went to a protest, that kind of sounds like government overreach. Now, we know what Trump is doing, and I don't think he's intentionally trying to do government overreach, but that's kind of what that sounds like. Like, that's kind of, I don't know about that. But I think they also mentioned that they wanted a list of students that were, like, breaking the rules and being disruptive and stuff like that. Well, I don't know. I'm not against that. We don't want troublemakers. We don't want people acting like shitheads and putting other people in danger. But I think making a list of people that go to a protest where there was no bad things that happened, I don't know about that. That's kind of weird to me. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure I'm pissing everybody off. God forbid I'm honest. But either way, reading through the chat. J Spray. Just imagine what this country would look like if the money was invested in trades and not more DC tards. Yeah, J Spray. I think you're right. And we're going to feel it. The older we get and the more these young people are iPad kids who don't know how to work with their hands and stuff like that, the worse everything's going to be, right? Eventually we'll get to a point, if people don't smarten up, where houses are collapsing on themselves, buildings are collapsing on themselves, plumbing doesn't work right, you know, all kinds of shit like that, because there isn't anybody learning those trades. Now, the guy that does dirty jobs, I can't think of his name, I think it's Michael something. He has programs that make learning trades like a cool thing to do or like a fun thing to do that is kind of inspiring young people to go and get in the trade field and stuff, which people should. It's good money. You're working with your hands. It all makes sense. And we need that kind of stuff. We need those jobs. But I worry with how dumb everybody is and the way the young people can't read, write, and do math. I'm like, what is that going to look like to the structure of America in 20 years? When these people are too dumb to do anything. They're asking AI to fix the plumbing. AI is like, I can't because water's wet. Like, I don't know. I wonder. Mike Rowe. Yeah, thank you, Jay Spray. Yeah, we've covered him 2 or 3 times doing interviews about the programs that he runs to help people learn trades and all of that. I wish our prisons were like that. Like in, I don't know if it's Australia or Norway. There's foreign countries where their prisons are actually rehabilitation centers. Well, people go to prison, and when they get out, they know how to build a house, or they know how to do plumbing, or they know how to do electricity. They learn a trade in prison, so when they get out, they have a better chance of success where they could either start their own business or go work for a pre-existing company. They should do that stuff here, because if you go to jail or prison, you're just learning how to be a criminal, and you're being treated like a human in a cage, and that's it. And so, you know, that doesn't make anybody better. That's why a lot of people get out of jail and go right back. Or they get out of prison and they go right back because they learned how to be an animal, and animals don't function in the world, right? You're supposed to act like a person, but when you're incarcerated, they don't treat you like a person. So I don't know. It's a revolving door on those jails and stuff. Tori Wayne, I don't understand. Why come to America, get a visa to learn, and then protest about stuff happening back in your country? We can't do anything about it, so why do it? Yeah, absolutely. I don't understand that either. They come over here and wave Mexico's flag. I'm like, well, if it's so great, then go back. Well, we don't want to. Okay, then what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? That doesn't make any sense. Or like free Palestine. What does standing on the boulevard screaming free Palestine do for Palestine? Nothing. They don't even know that you're doing that shit. So like, what's the point of doing that? Nothing. It's bored. It's a Tuesday. Like, I don't know. I don't get it either. Matt Rogers, Harvard is one of the richest schools in the country. They don't need our tax dollars. I feel the same exact way. Why are we giving them money? They don't need it. Happy freedom to you, Tori Wayne, if I can get you all ready. What's up, Born to Eat Toast? Happy freedom to you. Born to Eat Toast. I work construction and farm kids make the best apprentices. Yeah, because they got that work ethic. They're used to waking up at the ass crack of dawn and doing smelly, dirty things that they don't want to have to do, but it needs to get done in order to keep everything moving forward and stuff. There's a lot of people like that here. Pumpkin, the kids are brainwashed. Yeah, at these Ivy League schools, definitely. Yeah, Resistance, you are right. You are right. Trapper, America won't allow educational prison reform. Yeah. We'd be a better place if we had that, though. That's just what I believe. I don't know. I think if you took inmates and you gave them a skill that they could use in the world to make money, they'd be better off. I don't know. It's not going to fix everybody. That's for sure. And I'm not saying it would. But I think it would be a step in the right direction instead of just having a revolving door on a prison and a jail. Pumpkin, it's already hard to get a plumber to come out because they're so busy. Yeah, definitely. Information Warlord, AI is the calculator of the future. You are right. Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. It's a fancy new calculator. What's up, Zupia? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Cricket Kiss? Happy freedom to you. Cricket Kiss, protests versus threatening lives. Is that what it is? If the protesters are threatening lives, that's one thing. But attending a protest you're right. And so, I don't know. I think just going to a protest shouldn't put you on a list. But if the protest resulted in violence and crimes and stuff, well, then that's different. Then it's an investigation. Who attended this violent event or something like that? Pumpkin, Trump is just pissed off about the foreign students causing trouble. Absolutely. And they shouldn't. They shouldn't come here and do that stuff. Pumpkin, I'm just fed up with the universities these days. Take their money away. Yeah. They're not doing anything good. They are producing protesters that are worrying about all the wrong things. Born to Eat Toast, best part about Odyssey is you can post memes in the chat. That's what we have on the website. That's why I try to get everybody to go over to jeffmaclive.com. We can post memes and GIFs and all kinds of stuff right there in the chat. It's the best way to watch the live. J Spray, gays for Palestine. Yeah, make that make sense, It just doesn't. Meta ass Sage Pup. Sage Pup, what state are you in? Ghostly, he has a grant fund for trade schools too. Mike Rowe, what is it? Mike Rowe? Is that his name? Let me see. Mike Rowe, yeah. That's cool. Lisa, you can make more money faster by doing trade than you could ever through college. I don't know. Some attorneys make a shit ton of money. And certain business people do too. Depending on what your degree is and where you work and stuff. Like if you work for Sony, you probably are going to make more money than you do being a level 1 plumber or something like that. But it just depends. It depends where you go, who can afford you, where you live, things like that. There's a lot of people here that are overqualified because there's not a lot of business here. So people go and get degrees to be an accountant and stuff like that. Like I know somebody that works at Pizza Hut. He's got like a master's in accounting. He was trying to get jobs at the banks, and the banks were telling him that he's overqualified. And he can't get a job anywhere except for Pizza Hut. I mean, he can go any low-level place where his degree doesn't matter, but anytime he tries to use his degree, they say that he's worth too much money and they're not willing to pay him. And like, that's stupid. That is stupid. What's up, Chaplain? Happy freedom. Chaplain, I would love to know why the chancellor does not enforce student conduct rules at Harvard. Because they're a bunch of liberals too. Like, that's all I could imagine, because yeah, they have policies, they have rules, they don't enforce them, just kind of like our laws, and then they wonder why everything's messed up. Tactical, yeah, the chat right here is everybody over on Rumble. Steve S., the future is OnlyFans, ugly people are screwed. I don't think so. I can't believe that they convinced women to sell pictures of their hoo-ha for $2 a month. I can't believe that. I mean, and they claim they make all this money. They be driving Porsches and shit. But I think a lot of these women I think those are the influencers. I think they were born wealthy and they got money. They just grew up like that. They go and make their only hooligan shit. And then they're selling feet pics and pictures of their butthole for $2 a month. And then they tell poor women, hey, don't get a real job. No, just go and sit on your ass, don't shower, and sell your dirty socks on the internet for $2 and do that. That's the way to do it. And then these women sell their body. No one pays because nobody wants to pay for something they can get for free. And then they smoke themselves. And there's a huge rate of that where these only moms are out here smoking themselves because they handed their dignity away for $2 a month. And now they're so ashamed of themselves they can't stand to live their life. And it's an epidemic, really. It's a problem. It is a big problem. I just can't believe that women have been duped into doing that. I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, Tactical. We rated somebody and they had their chat on the screen and that seemed cool and everybody said it was cool, so I figured we'd try it. I'm not real impressed with how it looks right this second. I'll have to work on it, but everybody seems to like that the chat's on the screen. I don't know. Let's do a poll. Do you think the chat on the screen is cool or no? If you like it, drop a 1. If you think it sucks and you want it removed from the screen, drop a 2. But I have a feeling that people kind of like being on the screen. It's nothing against you, Tactical. We're just trying something new. It's not gay stuff, though. We don't do that around here. We don't try those kinds of things. Wayward, in Ohio, gun classes teach you to step backwards as you shoot. That's interesting. In my CPO class, they told us to just stand there, basically. Plant your feet. Do the thing. Matt Rogers, America's prison system is a business. They will never try to reform people. Yeah, because they'd be turning away their customers, so to speak. Troy Wayne, you like the chat? Thank you so much, Trapper, for that $2 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Trapper. Thank you so much for the help. Says trade schools are a great thing. That said, it depends on what you want to do. JeffMAC has it correct. It simply takes a lot of effort in small business. Easy to go bust. Yeah, Trapper. Thank you so much for the help and the support. I really appreciate you. Seen a lot of ones. What's up, Fry? Happy freedom to you. Klaus Daniels getting into stuff. Kevin, if they only sold hoo-ha pics, would it be called Only Clams? I mean, that's an idea. That's an idea. Creek Kids certified electricians make good bank? Yeah. Yes, they do. Ghostly, the OnlyFans top girls are AI already? I believe it. I totally believe that. I'm seeing all ones. Well, I guess you guys can see it too. What's up, Nuki? Happy freedom. What's What's up, Deep Gully? Happy freedom to you. Protesters should not be allowed to harass people. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they shouldn't be blocking entryways or, stopping students from going to class. And I'm not defending what the protesters do. I'm just saying we have the right to protest. So if we go protest, like say we went outside and waved flags, right? And somebody said, oh, there's protesters. And we just stood there and waved flags and we didn't say shit to anybody. We didn't block anybody. We didn't do anything. Do we deserve to be on a list? No, because we're just enforcing our right. So that's all I was saying. I'm not talking about these assholes acting like assholes. I'm not defending that at all. Not at all. Guess who? They have an only Hamas fans for leftists. Oh, Jesus loves us. That doesn't surprise me. What's up, Sean? Happy freedom to you. Christine, I'd rather see my tax dollars to trade school. Absolutely. That's more useful for America in general. What's up, Tim Mack? Happy freedom. Tim Mack, the chat on the screen stays for replays even if the chat is disabled. Yeah. I can't do anything if YouTube disables the chat, but there is a weird thing that happens when we end a live for 25 minutes. The chat is disabled on YouTube, and sometimes people show up and they think that I disabled the chat, which I wouldn't even go live if there was no chat. I go live for the chat to hang out with you hooligans, and so sometimes people think that I'm doing it, and I get blamed for it. I get shitty messages and comments and stuff. People are like, oh, Jeff's censoring us. No, there's a process that happens when we end the live. So if you ever come to a replay and the chat's disabled and you can't read the chat, it's because it's still processing. Or I said something and got too spicy and they disabled our chat because people were being assholes or whatever. But I never intentionally disable the chat. I wish Rumble had the chat. When you watch a replay, I wish the chat was still there, but it's not. As far as I know, they only do that on YouTube. So now we have Rumble's chat on the screen as kind of a way to read through on the replay. Christine, colleges are just teaching students to be social warriors. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really interesting how people go to college to make their life better, but instead of making their life better, they just make them think what everybody else is thinking. They put them in a hive mind situation. I've only seen one person say they did not like the chat on the screen. It's working. So it's fine, I suppose. What's up, Sergeant Tripod? Happy freedom to you. Yeah, I know. We got all this stuff in your spot. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move it. Let's move it. You poor booty. Yeah, your poor booty. Make sure there ain't no addresses. Ooh. Put this stuff over here. There we go. Get your booty up here. Come on, do the thing. There you go. There you go. Oh my God. Catastrophe averted. Yep, yeah. You're a good boy. All right, lay that booty down. Do the thing. Do the thing. All right, moving forward here. Like I said, this next one. California cop allegedly scams taxpayers for over $600,000. This is a very interesting story. But what I think is weird, I want you guys to kind of think about this while you're listening to it. Did she actually scam these people out of money, or did people catch her coincidentally having a good time and claim that the whole time she had a brain injury, it was a scam? Because I can't tell if this is jealous coworkers causing trouble, or if this person really did perform a scam claiming that they needed disability when they didn't really need it. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick, if you would like to join the membership program over on Rumble, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We got chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get this polled up. Oh, that's the wrong one. Right here.
Or a Southern.
Now, like I said, while watching this, just kind of think, is this female cop really scamming people out of stuff, claiming she needed disability? Or is her co-workers who have been covering her shift just pissed off that they caught her at a music festival? That's what I'm really trying to figure out. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Or a Southern California cop swore an oath to serve, but instead she allegedly served herself a fortune.
Yeah, investigators say the cop claimed a work-related injury kept her from the job while twirling her way through a concert dance floor and allegedly scamming taxpayers out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Newsmax crime correspondent Jason Matera has all the details this morning. Good morning, Jason.
Morning, Mark and Charlotte. Hope you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend. So according to the Orange County District Attorney's Office, this was a badge-wearing fraudster who thought she could outsmart everyone until her two-stepping at a music festival blew her cover.
For a police officer to engage in that kind of behavior is absolutely disgusting.
Brown, a 39-year-old Westminster police officer accused of turning a workplace injury into a payday. After reporting a minor head injury in March 2022, Brown claims she suffered a debilitating concussion and started collecting disability benefits. Claims prosecutors now say were built on deception.
She suffered a small abrasion to her head. She went to the emergency room that day. The doctor cleared her without any restrictions on duty. She took a couple days off after that and then told her department that she had been diagnosed with a traumatic brain injury by a doctor who put her on temporary disability.
Brown said she was too dizzy and light sensitive to work, landing her on total temporary disability and costing taxpayers more than $600,000. Thanks to tax-free paychecks and a mountain of medical bills she racked up to keep the scam alive, according to prosecutors. While insisting a head injury left her unable to work, authorities say Brown was out boozing and dancing at the Stagecoach Music Festival, zipping through Disneyland, skiing down slopes, running 5K marathons, and teeing off on the golf course. Oh, and she somehow had the mental clarity to take online college courses as well. Prosecutors say Brown took the con to further lows, complaining that she couldn't handle even a Zoom call with supervisors because of light sensitivity. She even checked herself into inpatient care clinic that treats for traumatic brain injury to deflect scrutiny. And get this, guys, this is apparently a family affair. Her stepfather, Peter Schumann, a licensed California attorney who we're told specializes in fighting insurance fraud, is also charged. Prosecutors say he helped pull the strings by misrepresenting Brown's condition in official meetings with police. So if convicted, Nicole Brown faces up to 22 years in prison for a stack of fraud charges, and her stepfather, the one who allegedly helped her, he faces up to 8 years.
I mean, this is blatant, Jason. I mean, how did they, catch her? It was like social media? What was going on there?
Yeah, it's a great question. I asked the Orange County DA's office that, and they said it was at the Stagecoach Music Festival. So apparently she was spotted by the off-duty cops in her department, the very officers who were covering her shifts in overtime because of her supposed disability. So at that point, people started to wonder, I don't think she's really injured.
Well, yeah. As someone who's been to Stagecoach, the lights, the very loud music, and she's saying she's suffering from concussion symptoms and that bothers her. I don't think it bothered her too much.
Or the skiing.
Right. Or all of the things.
Yeah, all the things.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Jason.
Thank you.
Information. All right. Interesting. They have a lot of accusations in this story. I wrote a whole paragraph writing down all these details. They're saying that she used her workplace injury as a way to collect disability. She was on temporary disability and racked up medical bills claiming she had headaches, dizziness, sensitivity to light and noise, and to continue the appearance that she needed to be on disability. So she was actively going in and out of the doctor and getting prescriptions and stuff like that. And they're saying this is just to keep up the appearance. That's a lot of work just to fake it. And so maybe she was faking it. I don't know. But then it says that she went to Disneyland, music festivals, skiing, was at a 5K marathon, went golfing, took college courses while on disability. And I wonder how they figured that out. How did they know that that's what she was doing? She did, or maybe she didn't. I don't know. I don't really understand where they got the evidence of that from. Then they say that she checked herself into an inpatient care where, let's see, what they said was to deflect scrutiny. So maybe people were saying, no, you shouldn't be on disability and stuff, so she went and checked herself in to prove that she should be on that she did have something going wrong. I don't really understand that, because how could you go to inpatient care if there's nothing wrong with you? Wouldn't you think that you would go to do that and they would check you and go, there's nothing wrong with you? And then you're like, well, I just need to stay here a couple days to prove to people that I need disability. Wouldn't you think they would kick you out? But maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they would let you hang out. I don't really know. I've never done that. But then they say that it's her stepfather, who's an attorney that just happens to fight insurance fraud, was helping her pull all this off. And obviously he would know the ins and outs of committing fraud, and he would have the knowledge to help her evade being caught abusing the system. They're saying that she's facing 22 years for various fraud charges, and that her stepfather's facing 8 years for helping her potentially commit fraud. They're saying that her coworkers discovered all of this by catching her at a music festival. And that's what makes me feel kind of funny about this, is because everything was fine until her coworkers who cover her shift at work caught her at the music festival. And that's what really makes me wonder, was she actually going to the doctor, getting medicine or whatever she was doing, getting treatment, putting herself in an inpatient care because she actually needed the shit, and just happened to go to a music festival and get caught by her jealous coworkers who threw her under the bus and was like, no, this bitch doesn't actually need help. She's out there having fun at a music festival. We need to investigate her. Did that happen? Or is she actually fraud the whole damn thing? She just jumped through all these hoops just to scam this money and be fraudulent and stuff, and she just happened to get busted by her coworkers. Because I've seen people be jealous. I've seen where, like, you call into work and you claim you're doing something, and your coworker spots you out at the beach, and you go back to work the next day, and the bosses want to call you into HR and stuff because little Sally down the street here caught you while you took your day off and you weren't at home sick, you were hanging out on the beach. Now everybody wants to get you fired because that bitch was at work and you were at the beach, and they're mad about it. So that's what makes me feel like kind of indifferent on this. That's a lot of jumping through the hoops to commit fraud. But at the same time, you got stepdad helping you. Who knows how they're going to crack down on you if they do accuse you of fraud? So is she a crafty criminal, or is her coworkers just salty that they had to cover her shift? Either way, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think. Next up, 3 more of the 10 escapees from New Orleans jail has been captured. This is 2 follow-ups in one. They're going to be talking about the escapees from New Orleans, how 8 of the 10 have now been caught. They're also going to be talking about that ex-police chief that we saw escape either Friday or Saturday, or maybe it was Monday, I don't know. Not that long ago, within the last week, we covered where he made a makeshift CO uniform in order to escape the jail or the prison he was in. Follow up 2-in-1 video. It's coming up next. But first, we're going to see what you hooligans think about this California cop potentially scamming taxpayers out of $600,000. Jay Spray might be able to go to a music festival, but do you want her with a gun? Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. If she's got a brain injury, they should just let her go. You know, I don't think we need cops to have brain injuries. Russell, TBAs are hard to prove. Interesting. So you think maybe she could have got in the inpatient care and they wouldn't be able to disprove her need to be there? Captain Seamus, online college? Okay, maybe. But yeah, other stuff seems scummy. Yeah, I mean, if she's out there golfing and using the money to run a 5K and stuff like that, yeah, that doesn't seem like somebody that's got a traumatic brain injury. But that's what makes me wonder, why do they say that that's what happened? How do they know? How do they know that she went to do all that stuff? Credit card records? Like, I don't understand how they know that she went and did all of that. Hair juicer, no way, this bitch is lying. Yeah, see, if it's real, if she really did go to Disneyland, music festivals, skiing, right? You probably wouldn't be skiing if you got a brain injury. They said she was at a 5K marathon. They didn't say necessarily she participated in one. But going golfing and stuff like that, like, yeah, you wouldn't think people with brain injuries would be golfing. Golfing's not the most active sport, but if you got sensitivity to light and sound, you're probably not cracking golf balls and swinging your body around and stuff like that. Jay Spray, she had a seizure every time she pulls someone over. Yeah, you wouldn't want those problems. Tori Wayne, the whole light sensitivity thing seems like a scam because she went to went to places with lights. Yeah, if you had a problem with noise and lights, you wouldn't be going to Disneyland. You wouldn't be doing that because that's not a quiet place. Not at all. I mean, I've never been to Disneyland. I've been to Disney World, but I imagine they're very similar. Kevin Seamus, I don't know. If you ever catch me golfing again, you would be smart to assume I had some kind of brain injury. Yeah, Kevin Seamus. I'm so terrible at golfing, but I love going. I love going golfing. Just, I ain't hitting no high scores though. Ghostly, a concussion that severe would require a CAT scan and therefore proof. Yeah. What's up, Patriot Dad? Happy freedom to you. Crick Kiss, new thing, mental health wellness days, paid. Yeah. Shroomish, couldn't even stay home for 6 figures. Yeah, I mean, that is pretty crazy. I don't understand how she was making so much money, though. Like, why were they giving her that much money? Ghostly, getting paid $600,000 for a concussion you can't prove is wild. Yeah, Ghostly, I was just thinking that, too. That's a lot of money for an officer that's on temporary disability. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $1 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the help and the support. Thank you. Born to eat toast. I bet 90% of the government has stolen more than this cop. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The government's been just raping all of us. What's up, Dutton? Happy freedom to you. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? Born to eat toast. Dandelion roots are super healthy, supposedly, but must come from pesticide-free soil. So slim pickings. I've heard that too. I've heard a lot of stuff related to dandelions, but I don't know if it's true or not. Boone, happy freedom to you. Part was the medical bills, I'm sure. Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to say in the story, is that she racked up medical bills trying to make it seem like she had an ongoing condition. Sounds badass, Dudden. Glad you're enjoying the day. Cam Seamus, come on, it's easy to get a high score on golf. Yeah, you're right. It's a low score I won't be getting. You're right. J Spray Dandelion Wine? I've never heard of that. Does it have a special name? Like, what do they call wine? Mead. Mead is wine made from honey. So do they have a special name for wine made from dandelions? There we go. Meta, the timeline. I don't know if they mentioned how long she was on temporary disability. I didn't really notice if they said the time length on it. Ghostly, her dancing doesn't matter to me, but if she was hurt $600,000 for a concussion is fraud. Yeah, it seems like too much to pay out to somebody with a minor, head injury. What's up, Sean? Happy Freedom. Sean, 301 is self-admitted, minimum 3 days. 302 is judge-ordered committed, minimum 3 days. I don't know anything about that stuff. What's up, Dirtbag Freedom? Happy Freedom to you. Christine, the workers spotting her were definitely pissed off. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they were. Sean, dandelion wine is all its own. It's delicious if made right. That's interesting. I have never heard of that. Teasel, they make it in Italy. Wayward skiing. That one took the cake. The rest could have got a pass. Yeah, I don't think you're skiing if you got a brain injury. I think you're right. Tori Wayne, disability means you cannot work, and she did more than me in that time frame. Running 5Ks, skiing, yeah. Yep, I agree. What's up, H-Bick? Happy Freedom. Boone, I'll bet they've been following her. Could be. That's why I wonder, like, how do they know that she was doing all these activities? It's got to be her financial statements. Otherwise, I don't know how they could say, "Nuh-uh, you went to the county fair. I didn't see you there, but I know you went." And, like, I don't know. There's got to be a reason why they're saying that. Either way, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, we got a follow-up video. It's kind of 2 videos in one. It's titled 3 more of the 10 escapees from New Orleans jail have been captured. But they're also going to be talking about the ex-police chief saying he's still on the run from that separate escape. Let's get this pulled up real quick. All right, hooligans, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Well, turning now to a major update this afternoon in the search for a group of inmates who broke out of a New Orleans jail and have been on the run for more than a week. Authorities were able to track down 3 more of the men on Monday.
Well, they have now also recaptured 8 of the 10 who originally escaped. It comes as authorities in Arkansas have launched a separate manhunt for a convicted killer who escaped prison there by disguising himself as a guard. Liz Kreutz has the latest.
Overnight, investigators recapturing 3 more fugitives more than a week after the shocking escape of 10 inmates from a New Orleans jail. Authorities arresting Lenton Van Buren about an hour away in Baton Rouge and Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald in a county just north of Houston, Texas. While 8 of the escapees are now back in custody, a convicted murderer and a man who had escaped from a different jail in 2019 are both still at large. Police also arresting several people they believe assisted the inmates. It comes as another urgent manhunt is now underway in Arkansas. Law enforcement agencies searching for a former police chief turned convicted felon who broke out of prison near the state's northern border.
We have K9 units, we have drones, we have on foot.
56-year-old Grant Harden is serving decades-long sentences for rape and murder. The sheriff's department releasing this photo they say shows him in disguise, wearing a makeshift corrections officer uniform as he made his escape from prison on Sunday through a secured gate.
We're still looking into that, into what exactly that was made out of, how he was able to get those materials.
Did you used to be a police officer somewhere?
Harden's case, the subject of 2 true crime documentaries. Following the investigation and later arrest of the former Gateway, Arkansas police chief, he pleaded guilty to the 2017 murder of a city employee and was later tied to the rape of a school teacher in the 90s.
He was right there and nobody knew.
Now, investigators actively reviewing surveillance footage and looking into who Harden may have communicated with to determine if he had outside help. Authorities admit his law enforcement background presents a challenge.
That probably makes it a little bit trickier. At the same time, we do have some resources that he does not.
Well, that's our follow-up there. 8 out of 10 of the escaped inmates from New Orleans have now been caught. I wonder what the last 2 are thinking. They're either waiting to get caught and they're just sitting there full of anxiety, or they're stupid enough to think that they're actually going to just be on the run forever. They'll just never get caught. It's hard to say. And then the ex-police chief, I'm surprised he's still gone. I'm surprised that they haven't found him yet. And they try to say, like, his education as a police chief makes him a little bit more difficult to find, but he was, I think, serving 80 years, and then he's, I don't know, in his 60s or something like that, so he's not gonna, see the end of that sentence. So I understand why he ran, but I'm kind of surprised that they haven't caught him yet. Either way, next up we got another follow-up video. It's titled "Second Crypto Suspect Surrenders in Torture Case." This is obviously a follow-up on the situation where they had that guy, I don't know if he was from Italy, somewhere from Europe. He came here as a tourist, and they kidnapped him for 2 weeks while they tortured him and peed on him and everything else, trying to get his Bitcoin password. There was a woman and the main guy, who was a crypto investor, arrested, and they were waiting on the second guy, and it sounds like they finally caught him. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about these escapees. Heard you say, hey, who's this new guard? Whatever, just open the gate. Yeah, that's what I can imagine, because I don't understand how he had a makeshift uniform and then just wandered outside and left. That doesn't mean he had keys or badges that you could scan for the near frequency ID stuff or whatever. Like, he had the same shirt on that I got on right now, and they just let him walk out. Like, I don't know. I don't know about all that. Russell the sheriff knows all the secrets of the jail and knows how to get out. I mean, he must have, because he just walked right out of there. Hair juice and my friend's wife makes dandelion jelly. The leaves are good in salad. That's interesting. You guys make me want that stuff, but I don't know how to get my hands on it. I probably have to order it. J Spray, open door too. That's what they say in the middle of the night in prison. Born to eat toast. He had help, definitely. It could be. I don't know. Maybe he's got co-workers that are COs. All right, let me see really quick. Done. I don't see anything from you. What am I missing here? Oh, Metal Mouth. I misread that. Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on that. I've been curious. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. Metal Mouth dandelion greens are great in salads. What is the main, like, what do you got to do to it other than just make sure it hasn't been grown with pesticides and stuff? I thought there was something poisonous about dandelions that you weren't supposed to consume. Maybe that was just nonsense. Jay Spray, I'll sell you my Bunky's door too for a Snickers. Mm-hmm. Appeal to heaven. He definitely had help. Ex-cop chief at that. Probably worked at shipping area. Got a uniform from someone. Hit it. Put it on during something when the guard went to the restroom. Bam, walked out. Well, they said he made the uniform, but yeah. I mean, it's interesting watching him just walk away. You know, he wasn't like up under a truck or hiding in a cart or hopping a fence like we saw one of the other inmates, not from the 10 that escaped, but a separate Louisiana jailbreak. He just wandered out. Like, I don't know. And they haven't really said how. They weren't saying like, oh, yeah, we had this many guards on duty and the one fell asleep, or cameras weren't functioning that day, or how did he get out of his cell? How did he get through the locked doors? How did he do any? They're just not talking about it. They're like, this guy, he just dis-a-fucking-peared. Like, that's how they're trying to sell the story. And they're trying to, like, deflect from claiming any responsibility that contributed to his escape. MU, don't let the dog pee on the dandies. That's good advice. That is good advice. Yeah, Dun, I misread that. My bad. Pumpkin, I have dandies growing in a big flower pot, and they're very good. Oh, that's a good idea. I suppose that's the simplest way, right? Grow them yourself. Winston, go Uncle Fester, go. I know, and then they still can't catch him. Done. People are dumb. She probably posted on social media. There was another hooligan saying that too. I bet you're right. Probably posting all over Instagram like, here I am skiing. Her buddies are like, what? I thought you had a brain injury. She's like, block. What brain injury? I don't know what you're talking about. Pumpkin, he's probably at a cabin somewhere hiding. Yeah, definitely could be. Patriot Dad, I'm thinking I need to leave my job as a government contractor. It's really gotten shitty there. Been singled out as a Trump supporter. That sucks, Patriot Dad. People suck. People suck for no reason. Just being hateful for any little thing they can think of. That sucks. I'm sorry that's happening to you, Patriot Dad. Russell, will the dandelions taste good if I pee on them? When you test it, Russell, let me know, because I want to know. Is it the way to go, or is it something we shouldn't try anymore? Turbo, made it through another day. I just want to go to sleep early, but that just means that I'll have to go to work tomorrow sooner. Yeah, Turbo, I definitely understand that feeling. What's up, Shenanigans? Happy freedom to you. Skulls. I don't know what you're talking about. Says, all due respect, unless you've been there with a TBI. I don't know what that is. You really don't. Everything is a struggle. I'm not saying she's legit. Just please think before judging. God bless. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Skulls. I've just made suggestions to what I think on top of reading everybody else's comments. I said it could be either way. She could have a brain injury and her coworkers are just mad at her because they caught her enjoying life, or she was actually scamming the system. So, I mean, I'm not sure. I think there's a misunderstanding, Skulls. I don't really make a decision on most of this stuff. Unless it's violent encounters, then, you know, I have experience in that. What's up, Larry? Happy Freedom. Larry, I wrote you on the website. I don't think you wrote me back yet. Sean, you can make a dandelion coffee from dried and smoked roots. Interesting. I did not know you guys could do all this stuff with dandelions. Sean, I've had good dandelion wine and bad. It's a crazy art, like how you pick flowers. I'm going to be looking this stuff up after live. You guys are informing me. JW, were you in the military? No. No, I have never served. Did I tell you guys I had somebody trying to report me for stolen valor? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. I have never ever implied that I have ever served, and I had somebody like make an official report against me just to be malicious. Wayward, dandelion is good for your heart. That's why they taught people to kill it. Makes a lot of sense when you say it like that, Wayward. Just the way the world works. Russell wants to give the little dandelions that R. Kelly treatment. Yeah, Ghostly. There's sympathizers also. You'll see Ghostly. Being open and talking like that, you'll see he actually has sympathizers that are still around watching. Larry, the message I wrote you is about what you were asking me about. I want to help you out, but I need to know how you want everything worded and what kind of information you want me to put out there. That's what the message is about. Metamouth, my fiance said you have to rinse them off really well and probably boil the roots. Yeah. What's up, Hat the Cat? Happy Freedom to you. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward. Like I said, we got another follow-up. This is titled Second Crypto Suspect Surrenders in Torture Case. Now, this is a pretty short video here. I'm really curious how these convictions are going to go. The main guy, he's getting like all kinds of charges for kidnapping and torture and all this other stuff. I'm not sure if the second guy is going to get the same charges. I would assume so. They seem to be kind of in cahoots together with the whole process. I still can't believe they were peeing on the victim. That's I don't know, that's too much. But either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the Commie Tube, and let's get into this.
We turn now, though, to another disturbing story. Just minutes ago, a second suspect in the kidnapping and torture of a crypto investor in Soho was walked out of a police station in Manhattan. William Duplessis turned himself in this morning and is now headed to court.
Eyewitness News reporter Lauren Glassberg is live in Gramercy with the latest. Good morning, Lauren.
Hey to you, Tanya, and to David. The suspect turned himself in just before 8 this morning, and as he was led out of the 13th precinct here in Gramercy, he did not say anything. He remained silent, even as media asked him questions about why he may have committed that crime. This all happened just a few minutes ago. Police identify him as William Duplessis. He allegedly works in the crypto business and is being accused of holding a man hostage and torturing him over a 2-week period until the victim escaped on Friday. The NYPD already arrested a Swiss cryptocurrency investor, 37-year-old John Woltz. He was seen in a bathrobe when he was arrested, and he's being held without bail. The two suspects were living in a rented Soho brownstone where their alleged reign of terror took place. The 28-year-old victim is believed to be a former business partner, and the suspects allegedly lured him back to New York from Europe, held him hostage and tortured him, all to gain access to his crypto account.
We do have the second man in custody as of this morning. We have absolutely no indication that the person who turned himself in this morning was in the Hamptons this weekend.
What do we know about this guy?
We know, well, he is going to be charged with Mr. Welts with kidnapping and false imprisonment of an associate in Soho.
Now, police describe the victim as having been tied up with electrical cords, given shock treatments. He was allegedly pistol whipped, threatened with a chainsaw, and dangled from the roof. And they even took Polaroids of the victim with the hopes of extorting his family. Authorities also say that they forced drugs on him. Now, the victim was able to escape, and when he made it to the street in Soho, he asked a traffic agent for help. He was treated at Bellevue Hospital, and police believe that other people may have been involved. Live in Gramercy, Lauren Glassberg, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, so they also peed on him, and the drugs that they made him take, they made him smoke crack cocaine. I'm like, that's so crazy. It is such a crazy story. All for some Bitcoin. And they were saying that the main guy who committed these crimes, the ringleader of the situation here for the 2 weeks of torturing, they're saying he owns like a horse farm and just all kinds of stuff. Like all kinds of stuff. He's very wealthy. He's well off. But they suspect that there was like some threat to everything he had, and he was worried he was going to lose it all. And so that's why they were trying to rough this guy up to get his Bitcoin to stay floating with whatever they had going on. I don't know. There's rich people problems, I guess. I don't know. It's a very interesting story, and we'll, do our best to try and stay up to date with it. Next up, from here on, it's pretty much all fun stuff. Next up, we got Alex Stein trolls Elon Musk protesters with a rap performance. Then after that, we got Lefties Losing It. Then we got all kinds of fun stuff coming after that. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this follow-up on this crypto torture situation that happened in New York. Kev Seamus, sounds like a typical party weekend in Soho. Yeah, I guess. They were trying to throw a Diddy party, but it wasn't working out. Bill Clay, if I get rich, I'm telling no one. Yeah, I'm the same way. I see all these people buying mansions and stuff. I'm like, why would you want to clean a mansion? Like, if you live by yourself and your 2 cats or whatever, what are you going to buy a mansion for? Why would you want that? Why would you want to do that? You're paying this electric bill and the heating bill and shit. I don't know. I'm trying to be a realist when I think about this stuff. I don't know. I just need a room for all my little projects and stuff. That's about it. Like, I could really be on a 1-story house and be fine. Have all the money in the world. I don't need no big ass mansion. I don't know who wants those problems. Ghostly, that's a hell of an offer. Tony Rez, that apartment in New York is $75,000 a month. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. Just to live in 4 walls with a roof on it. I don't know. Appeal to heaven, dude must have had a lot of Bitcoin to do all that. Yeah. Well, and I guess that's kind of the downside of it being a part of the blockchain, is that they could steal all his crypto. He could prove that it was stolen, and there is nobody to force the transaction to go backwards. Like, he could give all the proof in the world that they forced him to do a transaction, giving away all of his Bitcoin, and there is no one that can do anything about it. All they could try and do is access the guy's account and make him ship it back. That's about all they could do. There's no one to report this to or anything like that. So I guess that's kind of the downside of blockchain. Pumpkin, he looks like a torturer. He definitely looked like a creeper. I know that. Energy Woman, the love of money. Yeah. Energy Woman, keep it in your hard wallet. Well, if it has a password, I guess he'd be in the same boat, I would think. Russell, sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me. Yeah, but they cut his leg with an electric chainsaw and they peed on him. I don't know. It's not the kind of party I want to be a part of. Pag, no kidding. I'd get a tiny house, a badass tiny house. Yeah, for sure. Sean, New York would be great in the mountains. Florida's all flat, not a fan. Yeah, Michigan's kind of hilly. I think it depends on where you are, though. I've heard people say that Michigan is flat. And I'm like, where the hell are you at in Michigan where it's flat? It ain't flat where I am. You cannot see very far because everything is so hilly and there's trees everywhere. Yeah, that's all I know. All right, cool, Larry. I'll check it right after the live. Oh, I appreciate you, Cheeky Chops. I'm excited to do this unboxing. Wayward Red Man still lives in his trap house from MTV Cribs. I believe that. I wonder what they did with all their money. I don't know. A lot of old rap artists and stuff, they didn't make a lot of money. Their management and everything did. Took all their rights to their music and stuff. I don't know if Method Man and Redman's in that boat, but I know that not all famous older rappers were getting the money they deserve, or the money that we think that they had, because, you know, it's all publicity. Everything in the music industry is like that. You see them driving these cars, they rented them. Their jewelry they got is rented or fake. It's all bullshit. That's why they use fake dollars in their rap videos and stuff. And I feel like that's kind of outdated. You see rappers with cash and they're like, you know, got it all down their arm, or they're like folding bills and shit. Like, what do you mean? Most people are using credit cards and debit cards and shit. You see people flexing cash, it's like, chances are it's fake. Hardly anybody rolls around with cash like that. Born to Utos, Jeff's reaction to the Viva raid yesterday was golden. I don't know what it was like. I thought about going back and seeing what my reaction was like, because I feel like it wasn't as big as it should have been. I am so grateful that Viva Fry raided us yesterday. I'm sorry I couldn't keep 1,500 people entertained. 1,000 people pretty much walked away immediately, which makes me feel bad. I need to do better. I don't know how to do better. Every single day I try to think how to make this the best show that we can make it. So really hit me in the no-no spot to watch 1,000 people walk away. But so thankful for Viva Fry raiding the chat. And I know Neurodivergent helped make that happen. So big shout out to Neurodivergent as well. But yeah, that was such a great experience yesterday. And I felt like I didn't appear appreciative enough, which is a big problem I have in my personal life, is I am so grateful for things, but I don't know how to show that. And other than words, I don't know how to show it. But man, so thankful that Viva Fry raided us yesterday. It was so badass. Yeah, Captain Seamus, yesterday, yeah, like 1,500 people walked through the door. It was amazing. Oh, thank you, Tori Wayne. Captain Seamus, Kansas is flatter than a pancake. North Dakota's like that. Yeah, I always tell you guys I had to go pick up my buddy WMM in North Dakota, and never seen anything like it. I mean, just, it was like you could see the end of the world. It was just forever. If a sniper was in the state, they could hit you if you were across the state. It's like that flat. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. Oh, thank you, Pumpkin. Born to Eat Toast, it was his producer that suggested it. That's so badass. Yeah, I want to go back and watch Viva Fry's live stream so I can see, like, how all that was put together. Appeal to heaven, regular home, sitting above a bunker, hidden driveway, etc. Be smart. Yeah. Hide your wealth. Yeah, that makes sense. Appeal to heaven, all of you podcasters should get together and have one show all together, boost your ratings all up. Sometimes that works, but sometimes it hurts you. You know, like if you have somebody, I don't know, have something controversial happen, it pulls everybody down together. So I don't know. I I never really know how to deal with collabs because a lot of people misunderstand when I talk, and it creates division. I don't know. I don't mean for it to be that way. There's something off about me. It happens everywhere I go, not just on the internet. Everywhere I go, I get misunderstood, and it creates, I don't want to say animosity, but it creates division. What's up, True American? Happy freedom to you. I keep telling the quartering to raid you, and he said no. No. Maybe I said something he don't like. Chances are. I'm just too damn honest. Ghostly, Viva's cool dude. Still shocked that he raided you. Yeah, we covered Viva Fry almost every day during the Canadian convoy. He'd be doing street interviews and stuff. I was saying this yesterday. And we covered him talking about, you know, what everybody was marching for and the kind of vibe he was getting from people. He was also debating people when it came to vaccines and stuff like that. I mean, he seemed like a cool dude. We covered him. We covered auto walks a lot when that was going on. We covered a lot of people. We had a lot of new hooligans show up when we were covering the Canadian convoy too. Yeah, I try appeal to Evan, you know, and I care a lot about the way people are affected by me. So when misunderstandings happen and stuff like that, I beat myself up for it. I don't know. It's just the way I am. Being my own guardian growing up, no one will ever be harder on me than I am. True American, don't forget Travel Fun. Yeah, Travel Fun 69. That's how we found him too. It's from the Canadian convoy. Oh, thank you, Pumpkin. I appreciate you. Peg. The coast of Texas is flat. Really? Austin is hill country. Is Austin in the middle of the state? Meta, what are you saying no to? Is the Twitch chat just dead? Sometimes I gotta refresh these things. I don't know if that's Brave browser or what. Might be. Shenanigans, it proves the earth is flat. Yeah, North Dakota is the proof. Xterra, Scotty. I'm trying to think, there was someone else too. There was a girl, and it was like her boyfriend's channel, but she was running it all the time. She was at Hagerstown or Hagersville or whatever it was called at the Speedway. Zot, Z-O-T or something like that. I think she started an OnlyFans. I think she quit live streaming, or she was done with political stuff and made like a video saying, oh, I'm starting an OnlyFans, you guys can support me there. And a lot of people did not like that. I don't know if she went off to actually do that or not, but we used to cover her a lot too. Xterra, yeah, she was doing it. Well, I hope she made some money. Tory Wayne, Iowa has lots of fields. Tory Wayne, is it true people have OnlyFans for more than just naughty stuff? They tried to rebrand OnlyFans to be like a fans exclusive website. So like, I don't know, say we edited our live and showed people the edited version, but if you wanted the uncut version, you'd have to go to OnlyFans and subscribe to our bullshit to see like behind the scenes footage. They tried to rebrand it and make it that way, but too many people use it for online prostitution. Their brand is ruined. There's no way to change it. And so there could be people on there. I always joke around about making one where women can watch me clean the house, because women love watching men clean the damn house and wash dishes and take out the trash and shit. I'll wear clothes, but at least you get to watch a man clean the house. I joke about that every once in a while, but most people are just doing online prostitution. Russell, well, Zot was hot. Yeah, Zot was hot, but she was getting hit on by creepers all the time. It was always hard to cover her because we'd watch and somebody would talk to her and people would get in the chat and freak out. They would act like stranger danger. We're going to watch her get raped. And I'm like, what the hell do you, like, she is a woman and an adult who could take care of herself. Nothing bad's going to happen. But every time we put her on the screen, we'd have to defend her because people in the chat would be like, oh no, something bad's going to happen to her because she's a woman. Like, she's around like 300 people. She's going to be fine. You know, I don't know. Born to eat toast, only Satan. Yeah, that's what it is. Boone, OnlyFans is for sale. I saw someone, I don't know if it was NLE Chopper. It was somebody. I don't know if it was, I want to say it was NLE Chopper. He was saying he'd give him $8,000 or $20,000 or something for it, but it's supposedly worth like $8 million or something like that. Boone, no one wants it because most of the hoes will be AI in a couple of years. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely. What's up, Mr. Satan? Happy freedom to you. What's up, My Feed? Happy freedom to you. My Feed, Quarterly did try to raid you, but you weren't live. Oh, interesting. I follow Quarterly on X. What's up, Pesky? Happy freedom. I have an OnlyFeeds account. OnlyFeeds? I've never heard of that. Xterra, I do music intros for a few streamers. That's badass, Xterra. I did not know that. You should email me some of your work. Or if you're on Discord or something, send me it that way so I could check it out. Wayward, you have your own website if you're going to edit your show. Yeah, and that's the thing is, what we do is we'll post clips that we can't show on the live. A lot of times if it has gore or shootings or death, can't show that on the live anywhere. And so, not that I'm covering that, but if we come across it and it's news, we covered not that long ago body cam footage for Patrick Lyoya, and there was another situation too. Both of them was like officer involved shooting, and we had the body cam footage, but I can't show it on the live. So I can drop it on the website, and that way everybody on the website has access to that information without having to go look for it. So we do a lot of stuff like that. There's so much stuff on the website. I try to constantly provide everybody on the website with every little thing I can think of. Fun stuff, useful things, information, anything and everything. I try to give all of you hooligans everything that you guys ask for. Moving forward here, like I said, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. We got Alex Stein. We're going to play here in a second. We got Lefties Losing It. Then we got an unboxing cover coming up. We're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar by Tori Wayne. We got 2 funny videos, and it's pretty much fun stuff from here on out. So, like I said, this next one's Alex Stein trolls Elon Musk protesters with rap performance. Now, this is that pimp on the blimp like you guys love so damn much. And this video is extra cringy, but you guys love Alex Stein, so I was like, okay, let's put it on the schedule. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Now, before you go, Alex, you've been out there doing the Lord's work again, confronting anti-Elon Musk protesters with your musical gifts.
I don't give a damn because I'm feeling great. And I just know that he's going to penetrate. He's got a lot of babies. I believe in evolution, that all of us immigrated from Africa. I don't believe in evolution. I don't believe in evolution. No, I don't believe that we evolved from pond scum. Reality doesn't matter to you? No, that's not reality. That's a theory, and you don't understand the difference. The Big Bang Theory is just a theory. Nothing is proven.
So tell me about your days, Alex. Do you just roam the streets looking for these lefties losing it and just, I don't know, break into song? I'm wondering how you're doing all this, and how did you have the lyrics ready to go? How did you know where he was going to go? It's essential to know how you go about your processes, Alex.
Well, Rita, you know I'm Primetime 99 Alex Stein, the pimp on the blimp, the town hall terror, the #1 city council rapper in the world. So when I go to these protests, Rita, they're there, you know, quite often at that Tesla Cedar Springs service center. So I went out there and I was battling them because they wouldn't talk to me. So I said, hey, let me try to rap them. Maybe that'll make them laugh. And they did laugh. But Rita, I was just trying to out absurd them. And I think I did the job, but now I'm embarrassed. Millions of people are going to see this, Rita, so I didn't expect you to play it. So thank you. I appreciate it. Everybody go, you know, follow me. But man, I'm embarrassed. I hope my dad doesn't watch this.
Follow Alex because this is what he does day in and day out. He is out there and he's having these confrontations and somehow not getting himself bashed, which we're grateful for.
Okay, well, that's that pimp on the blimp there. Alex Stein. We're going to get right into this next one because it's all fun stuff. This next one's Lefties Losing It, and this one's titled BLM Anniversary Edition. Remember Democrats weeping for George Floyd?
And it's time.
So much George Floyd talk. So crazy. Either way, like I said, getting right into it. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get this rolling.
And it's time for Lefties Losing It. The worst vice president in our lifetimes is in Australia. Yes, Kamala Harris reportedly earned hundreds of thousands of dollars to speak at a real estate conference on the Gold Coast. I'm serious. She was headlining with other really serious world figures like Maurizio, you know, he's from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yes, real estate agents, or realtors as the Yanks call them, paid upwards of $1,500 to hear pearls of wisdom from the word salad specialist herself. And wowie, didn't they get their money's worth? She pulled out this all-time Kamala classic.
They see what can be, and they're unburdened by what has been.
Profound, still profound, the 10,000th time I've heard her say it. Indeed, the entire experience was reportedly a hot mess of incoherent word salads. The Daily Mail reports Kamala Harris left the audience baffled as she laughed and talked about Playboy magazine covers and launched into a confusing word salad after being asked about the importance of humility. But I want to know more about the Playboy magazine segue, please.
She would say, you know, you look at, we're in the store or whatever, you look at the cover of Playboy magazine. Let me just tell you, the reason that people are looking at these things, understand why they were developed, for the perpetuation of the human species.
Okay, that made a lot of sense. I'm sure that will help real estate agents sell plenty of houses. As will this bit of inspiring rhetoric about never accepting the word no.
I don't hear no. I eat no for breakfast. I don't hear no until maybe the 10th time. I cannot tell you the many times that it has been explicitly or implicitly said to me.
Prostitute.
It's not your time. You're not ready. They're not ready. Nobody like you has done this. And then when I love, oh, it's going to be a lot of hard work. Don't you listen.
Oh, Kamala, you should listen, because it's not your time. You're not ready. We don't want you. You are not president. The American people said no in emphatic fashion last November. And hopefully you've heard the message, because no means no. Now, let's have a little fun and frivolity courtesy of the Nelk boys, who played a hilarious prank on the parents of a young woman by pretending that she is dating some lefty losing it TDS sufferer. Watch this.
Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.
Come on, man. Oh, how are you guys? Hi, babe.
Oh, hey.
How are you?
Hi, babe. How are you?
Do I have consent to take this?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you?
How you doing?
How are you?
Very nice to
Smile.
meet you.
Did you notice he asked for consent before kissing her on the cheek? How long before these parents lose their patience with this Democrat boy wooing their daughter?
We don't have tofu here. That's just a bit upsetting.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, what's your pronouns? Are you he, she, or they?
Them.
Them? Okay, them. Them, I will have the mushroom quesadilla, yeah. Thank you, them. Yeah.
They're trying hard to keep it together, but I don't think it's going to last, because let's add a MAGA hat to proceedings and see what happens next.
Excuse me, sir.
Kyle, hold on.
Sir.
Hold on.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, how does it feel to be driving a fascist mobile?
It's a great car.
Yeah, I can actually drive myself. I don't need a self-driving car.
Kyle, listen.
Are you
trying to piss us off? Because I'm getting pissed off.
I'm pissed off too, because there's a Make America Great Again hat. There's a Tesla here.
So what?
And this country is going fascist right in front of us.
No. You don't even know what fascist means.
I don't?
No, you don't.
I'll show you what fascist means. I'll show you what fascist means. I'll show you what fascist means. How's that for fascist? Yeah. Enough AI. I'm done with that AI.
Make America great again.
Guys, you guys are on a hidden prank show. We're totally messing with you.
Now, here's a blast from the past, and my word, how things can change so dramatically in 5 years. Yes, 5 years ago, we had Nancy and the rest of the race-baiting Democrats taking a knee for George Floyd, and the anti-American, anti-police, anti-nuclear family neo-Marxist of BLM.
We gather in honor of those Americans and so many others. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Botham Jean.
Yes, just 5 years ago when I and just a handful of others in the media were pointing out the absurdity of all that. Remember that era of every idiot posting a black square on their Instagram page to show their solidarity with that movement? And then there was the weeping, so much weeping. Here is Mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, sobbing like a little schoolgirl at George Floyd's funeral.
Don't you be afraid. Come on, man. Joy comes in the morning.
And against that backdrop, we had mass violence, arson, looting and destruction costing around $2 billion. Let's bring in Sky News contributor Kosha Gator. Kosha, 5 years.
All right. That is Lefties Losing It. Like I said, that is the last little bit of the news I have for you hooligans today. But we're going to get into the fun stuff here. We're going to do an unboxing here in a moment, and then we're going to be opening today's door of the Advent calendar sent by Tori Wayne. We got two funny videos of the day. First one's titled, I think something's wrong with your cat. And our official funny video of the day that was provided by Target is titled Male Skincare Routine. All of that's coming up next. But first, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Alex Stein, the pimp on the blimp, as well as Lefties Losing It. 10-man pitiful, yeah. Kevin Shane is so proud of St. George of fentanyl. 5 years sober. Russell punked. It was like punked. You see the guy's face though after they came out and they're like, oh, we're just messing with you. He was kind of like, I don't care. Like, I'm already pissed off. We're going to make this a shit show. I don't know. That's why I don't want to be pranked either. I get like that too. They're like, we're just joking. I don't care. I'm mad now. So doesn't matter if you were joking. Russell will never understand lefties. They're just miserable people. Tori Wayne, my dad would not have stayed that long. He would have told the kid to F off and then he would have made him. Yeah. Sub-Zero, happy freedom. Russell, oh my god, Camilla is still a moron. No surprise. Yeah, we just can't get rid of her. She's like herpes. Roy, the wifey really wanted to kick his ass. Yeah, she became a little outspoken there. Bill Clay, kick his ass anyway. Yeah, see, that's... Roy, I'd still kick his ass anyway. See, I think we're all on the same page here. People don't like to be messed with, even if it is a joke. MU, hard to listen to her nonsense. I couldn't tell what she was saying for a little bit there. The way she was like slurring her words, I was having a hard time. I was like, what is it that you're talking about? Pumpkin, she will never just go away. I know. Just plaguing us. Energy Woman, I like my word salad with ranch and blue cheese. There you go. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $1 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate the support and all the help. Thank you, Patriot Dad. It says, I only support you, Sleazy, and Salty on Rumble. I've never heard of Sleazy. You'll have to tell me who that is so I can go follow them. Of course, we know Salty Cracker. Salty Cracker brought me up on a live stream 5 years ago, just about, a little under 5 years ago. And a lot of hooligans stayed with us because they were originally part of the Salty Army. Now we have Salty Hooligans. There's a lot of Salty Hooligans out there that hang out between Salty and our live. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. It says, I'll just say it, George Floyd was the guy that hung out in front of the liquor store you avoid. He was a criminal by choice. It's true, Patriot Dad. It's true. He made those choices, and it went the way it went. Resistance to salt must flow. That's right. Tory Wayne, Kamala just always drunk or tarded or both? I think it's a little bit of both. Plastic Quack Sleazy P Martini. I'll have to check them out. Check them out. I haven't seen them yet. You know how I'm always misgendering people. I'm just a terrible person. I'll go check them out after the live. Also, you guys need to be thinking, because probably within like 30 minutes or so, we're going to be raiding to someone else once we get to the end of the show today. So keep an eye out for people that are live on Rumble, having low numbers of viewers, similar content, I suppose. We raided Cat Dog. He was playing the game. But just kind of keep an eye out so we can figure out who we're raiding here at the end of the live. Ghostly, do you know Guar? You might know Sleazy from them. No, I don't know Guar. I know what it is, but I've never like listened to them or seen any of their content. Thanks so much, Patriot Dad, for that $1 donation. I appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you. It says, I'm a salty hooligan, crackhead, Sleazy P Martini. Great guy, based. Awesome. I'm going to check him out after the live. Meta camels stay there. Yeah, for sure. It's going to be interesting when it gets down to election time to see what Hyena Harris does. I think they were talking about governor of California or president. She's running for either or. We don't have very long until we're going to be voting for the midterms, so we might see symptoms then of what the future is going to look like. TBD, I love the Sky News anchor. Talking about Rita. Klaus is mad at Kamala's voice. We all are. We can't stand listening to her. Alex Keem, pimp on a blimp, is a cat man. Really? He's got a kitty? Like Klaus Daniels is hardly a kitty. Big old panther over here. Hair juicer Guar shreds. They're in town on Saturday. This badass hair juicer. I'm gonna have to look up Guar and get familiar with it. Guess can you raid Alina Haba Haba? You can only do it one time. You can only do that one time. Happy freedom to you. Guess some. Boone. Common censored. We'll see. We'll see if they're live when it's time to raid. I'll pull them up so I can remember. They're not currently live right now, but we'll see. I'll keep it in mind when it's time for a raid. They got to be live in order for us to raid. Tony Rez, Sam Tripoli. Let me see. Oh, they're live right now. They seem cool. Well, we'll see. It's not time for the raid yet, but I'll keep this pulled up and we'll see how it looks here in a second. Like I said, we're getting into the fun stuff. It is time, or it's almost time. Like I said, we're getting ready to do an unboxing. I think I got 4 packages here to open. One of them, I don't know who it's from. I think I figured the rest out. We got one from Cheeky Chops, one from Tory Wayne, one from Captain Seamus, and I'm not sure who the 4th is from, so we'll have to figure that out. But after the unboxing, we will be opening today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Tory Wayne. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. I'm trying to make sure we don't have audio bleeding through. All right, there we go. Anyways, and like I said, we got 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get started, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You could do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Let's see what we got here. Oh, how should we do it? Let's do it this way. This is what we got to go through. But I pulled this out already because I wasn't sure what it was. This was provided by Tory Wayne. You guys are going to love this. If I can open it. How do I open this? You guys aren't ready. You're just not ready for this. Let me see. This is the back. This was provided by Tory Wayne. Look at this trifold hat out here styling. I'm all greasy and shit, so I got to be careful. I don't want to ruin it. Styling, right? I'm getting ready to sign the Declaration of Independence. All right. Thank you so much, Tory Wayne. I appreciate you. All right, let's see what we got here. I don't know what's from where, so we're going to figure this out together. Klaus Daniels, you got to clean up. Yeah, that's on you. That's on you. What do we got? This, I believe, is from Captain Shameless. Let me see here. Here you go, Klaus. Check the bag. Look for explosives. All right, it says this is the real stuff. Mix it with something else, soy sauce, and then dip egg roll, spring rolls into it. Also good in a Bloody Mary from Captain Seamus. Got the real wasabi sauce. Yes, we might have to try some of this here in a second. Thank you, Captain Seamus. You're a badass. Thank you so much. This is, let me see here. When I saw this earlier, I thought I knew what it was, and now I'm not sure. Oh, this is from Wad. That's what this is. Now I remember. Wad was telling me during the voice chat. If this is what I think it is, and it should be, we're going to be reading a new book during the voice chat on Friday. Now let me see what we got here. What is this? Whew, there you go, Klaus Daniels. Let's see what this is. Order form. All right, this is Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber. We're going to be reading this on Friday. Pretty excited about it. Wad's always sending the best of books here. This is the only time you can get me to read. Sending me this Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber. Love that. Can't wait to read this to you hooligans on Friday. Got to get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com so you can join us in the voice chat on Fridays after Coffee with Hooligans. It is a lot of fun. We do research and we laugh. We laugh the whole time. We listen to music and all kinds of stuff. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. Let's figure out how to get into this. This was provided by Cheeky Chops, and we were waiting all weekend to get it. Let me figure out how to crack this open without getting banned on YouTube. Yeah. All right. Just a second. Gotta open her up. Let's see. Yeah, that's alright. Can I rip it? I can't. Cheeky Chops, you gotta wrap tight. This is a presidential. There we go. A little brute force goes a long way. What is the string? That's raising concerns. Maybe not. Doing everything I can to open this. It was safe. I mean, if there's anything wrong with it, it wasn't the post office doing it. Because they could not get into here. They gave me a hell of a time about this package, though. Because they're a bunch of dusty bastards. Oh, fuck you, Roxanne. Hate your guts. Almost there. Almost there. Come on, give it to me. It's worse than my birthday. I don't know what the string is. That is definitely concerning. We got stuff. There's stuff in here. There's stuff in here, okay? What do we get? these might just be paper. We gotta figure it all out. Holy, look at this. That looks fantastic. I don't know what this is, but it looks good. Looks good as shit. All right, let's see. Let's make sure we get everything out of here. All right, Klaus Daniels, here's a new box. There you go. I think this is just paper. Let's see what this is. Tape. Cheeky Chops, you went crazy with the tape. All right. Let's put that there. Lemon cream biscuits. Holy, I've never had this either. This looks fantastic. I can't wait to try this, Cheeky Chops. Thank you so much for sending this to me. So good. I might have to make a video trying this later on. Hell yeah, you're badass. Thank you, Cheeky Chops. All right. Did we open everything? We did. We opened everything. So thank you, Wad. Thank you, Captain Seamus. Thank you, Cheeky Chops. Who else? Oh, and thank you, Tori Wayne. Thank you so much, you hooligans. Klaus Daniels, you playing with your new toys over here? Boxes, bags, paper. Klaus is a happy boy. All right, like I said, we're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar, sent to us by Tori Wayne. We're going to have to see what we get today. Still cracking them open here. Let's see. 15. Today is day 15. Klaus Daniels is investigating. Today we got, if I could open her up. Come on, give her to me. This is Mexican style hot sauce. I don't know if that means it crosses the border illegally or what, but you know what? We should just try it. Why not? We got the wasabi, we got the hot sauce, and we got 2 funny videos to help me recover. Thank you so much, Tori Wayne. Let me see. Let me get a spoon really quick. We're going to try some of this stuff. 1 second. Ooh, move, Cat Daniels. You got to keep them entertained. They can't see you down there, buddy. They can't see you. All right. All right. Let's try it out. Let's start with the wasabi. Well, let me see if I can open this first, because sometimes I can't open these hot sauces without tools. There we go. All right, so we got it open. We're going to try both, but we're going to start with the wasabi, because the kind that I tried was not that great. Captain Seamus said this is the real deal here. There we go. A little wasabi goes a long way. Let's give her a try. It doesn't smell gross like the last one did. I'll just do a little bit. Just a little bit. And whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Just a little booger, okay? Just a little booger. Stop eating your boogers, you hooligans. Oh, it's hot. Oh, that shit is hot. Holy shit, Captain Seamus. Hot as fuck. Oh, that is like the hottest thing I've ever ate on the live. Oh my god. Oh my god. Right to my nose. Ooh. Holy. It's good though. It doesn't have that weird rotten cabbage taste that the other one had. It is so hot. It is so hot. Oh my god. Ooh. Ooh. Captain Seamus, you eat that shit? That's crazy. Right to my nose. I don't know why. It went right through the roof of my mouth, right into my nose. Ooh. Hot. But that is good. That is awesome. That is good flavor. Thank you, Captain Seamus. It was like CS gas went off in my mouth. So hot. So hot. Ooh. Not as hot as Zelina Haba Haba, but it's pretty hot. Let's try some of this Mexican hot sauce. Mexican style. I don't know what that means. We're going to figure it out. Now, it's going to be kind of a inaccurate reading here because that wasabi it just changed my life a little bit there. So we'll see how this goes. This has got a dark red tint to it, which makes me think of like Tabasco sauce. We'll see. We're not going to do a full spoon because I don't know if I can handle it, but we'll see here. Cheers, hooligans. Nothing compared to the wasabi. Ooh, little smoky, little bite, some heat there, but I can't feel the heat because the wasabi's just standing there like this, just standing there in the corner, just like this. All I can taste is wasabi. Not bad, not bad. All right, hooligans, time to get into the funny videos here while I still have the ability to talk. Ooh, my breath is kicking. I can tell you that right now. Kick your front door in like a no-knock raid. Anyways, let's get into this first funny video here. The wasabi just hurt me bad. It's good though. The flavor is good. Now I got to turn this up because this video is quiet. It is very quiet. So let's get the beat stopped. Let's get everything ready because this video is quiet, but it's so damn funny. Holy shit, I had the volume up way too loud. Interesting. I turned the video up a lot yesterday because of something we were watching. I never turned it back down. So I bet the audio has sucked for all the lives today. All the videos that we covered on the live. My bad if that was the case. I did not realize that's what was happening. Sucky. Oh well, sucky $5. So anyways, here's our first funny video of the day. Hopefully it will be loud enough because it's hilarious. This is titled, I Think There's Something Wrong With Your Cat.
Who's the meanest kitty of all? Why are you so mean? Kitty. Kitty, be a nice kitty. Why you gotta be like that?
Yeah, there's something wrong with this cat. Holy. All right, let me fix the volume really quick and we're going to get into our official funny video of the day. I can't believe I had the volume messed up this whole time. I suck. And not in the fun way either. Anyways, official funny video of the day. Is this right? Oh yeah, now I remember. You know how loud my TV is? This is titled, and it was provided by Target, by the way. This is titled Male Skin Care Routine.
Emma, how old are you? 22. How many units of Botox do you have?
32.
Lauren, how old are you?
24.
And how many units of Botox do you have?
I have 104. I have 40 in my masseters and 64 in my face.
And Darren, how old are you?
38 years old.
How many units do you have?
None. No, I've been using the same towel to dry my crotch and my face for the last 17 years. So that's my secret.
That's his secret. You see him? He was glowing. His skin was glowing. There you go, hooligans. That is all the coffee I had for you guys today. We're going to grab this Linktree link really quick. We're going to drop it in the chats. We're going to read through, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. After the pledge, we will be doing the raid, so don't leave quite yet, because we're going to be raiding out on Rumble. Get this dropped real quick. I can still feel the heat. It's sitting here right with me, watching over me. All right, hooligans, there's a Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You have access to the forums, the arcade, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the Hooligans. All right, what are we doing? We're going to read through really quick. We got the pledge, and then we're doing the raid. Russell, well, I do reuse my towel. I bet your skin is glowing. Russell, you ain't got no Botox? See, who needs Botox when you got a dirty towel? You know, I'm just saying. Tori Wayne, 0 units here, but use a new towel every time and every other time. Yeah, Tori Wayne, it's okay. You ain't got to lie to us. You know, it's all right. You know, we're all just using our ball towel for our face and stuff. It's all good. It gives it texture. Russell, you ain't got no Botox? I don't know, man. Captain Seamus, that second cow looked horrific. Holy. She said she was 24 with like 32 hits of Botox. I'm like, why? Why do that? Captain Seamus, that kitty is hilarious. I think so too. He was in demon mode. Zero, the mic is melting. I can see it. Yeah, it was hot. That wasabi is so hot. As soon as I put it in my mouth, I knew I messed up. I know there's a lot of you women out there that have said the same thing in your life. But man, that got me. I swear to God, that's the hottest shit I've ever ate on the live. Got me. Guess JeffMAC from 82, which is before I was born, to 25. May he rest in peace. I mean, I'm just saying. About took me right out. Zero, I'll check it out. Guess it's almost like a goal to hospitalize Jeff. No, that is not the goal. Let's not make that the goal there. I can't talk. Troy Wayne, we got a Trump knife and we use it to open stuff. Love that thing. That's awesome. You hooligans are hilarious. Zero, I use my towel until it stands up on its own. That's hilarious. Guess my socks do that. You guys are so funny. Holy. Captain Seamus, I actually had a spoon the same size of it when he did it. That's a good size amount for that stuff. It is hot, but it's good though. It tastes good. That other stuff, that other wasabi I have, I'm going to throw that away immediately because I don't know what the hell that was. That tastes like sour cabbage. This stuff is awesome. It's got good flavor, but man, that heat is no joke. Hey, thank you for being here, Sergeant Tripod. Enjoy the rest of your day. What's up, Nether? Happy freedom to you. If you ever do the one chip challenge, I'll join you. They don't sell that stuff around here. Do they sell that on Amazon? We could do that, but I think we'll have to make it like a special live. I don't want to eat the one chip challenge and then have to sit here and die for 3 hours. Like waiting for the end of the live. Let me see. What about this? Let's see if there's a way I can pull this up. Let me see. How do I pull this up? Oh, that was the wrong button. Wrong button. Okay. Let's do it the hard way because that's how life's going today. My breath is making my eyes water. Like, I don't know. It sounds terrible because it is. Is this what you're talking about? One chip challenge? Let's see. Red Hot Reaper chip challenge made from the hottest peppers in the world. Carolina Reaper and Trinidad Scorpions. Is this what we're going for? We'll add it onto the wish list. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see. But like I said, we'll probably have to do a special episode or something for that, because I don't want to sit here dying for 3 hours waiting for that chip to cool off. 10 man, that one chip challenge ain't no joke. Yeah, I don't think it is. Cab Seamus, at this moment, he knew he fucked up. You're not wrong. It was hot. It got me. Thank you, Boone. I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Pumpkin. You're the bestest. Sergeant Tripod, who are you talking about? What's up, Trop? Happy Freedom? Nether Pocky Chips makes them. Let me see if that's something different. Oh, no, that's the same. I don't know if it's the same or not. That's what popped up, though. Unless you're talking about these, but these are $60. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, is this what you're talking about? Because these are $60 on Amazon. I don't want to eat a one chip $60. Like, that's too much. Pumpkin, don't die over a chip. Yeah, no, I'll have to have preparations for that. Nether, I did it once with my pastor a few years ago. He lasted about a minute. Yeah, what do you do to cool it off? I don't think milk is going to fight against it. Guess who? It's Captain Morgan in real life. I mean, sort of. What's up, Stern? Happy Freedom. I walk into the room and JeffMAC's eating a booger. Damn it. There is nothing I can do about that. That is how life goes. What's up, Macastud? Happy Freedom to you. Trying to read through the chat here. What's up, Northern Pike? Happy Freedom to you. All right, hooligans. It is that time once again. Like I said, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and we got a raid coming up, so don't dash out just yet. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, let me take my hat off. That's the right thing to do here. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My brain is sweating from that hot sauce and that wasabi. Am I not putting this on right? Here we go. Bam. There is a front and back to this. Either way, like I said, we're going to be doing a raid here. Let's figure out who we're raiding. Kev Shaves, my eyes are still watering. I know. I feel brain dead when I stop talking. There's no thoughts going through my head right now. Nether, they used to be $6. Yeah, they're $60. It's $59 over on Amazon. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so expensive. Hey, thank you for being here, Tony Rez. All right, let's figure out who we're raiding here. Common Censored is not live. Sam Tripoli, if that's their name, they're live right now. Let's see who else there is. Kevin Seamus, make sure you refrigerate it. I will. I always clean my table off over here and put everything in the fridge and all that. Let's figure out who we're raiding. The cat looked possessed. I love that video. I just wish it wasn't so quiet. A little growling kitty. Cat Dog is live. We'll raid Cat Dog again, but I want to try someone new. Just to spread the love. Is this person live? Does this person actually go on the screen or no? Yeah, I guess so. How long have they been live? How do you tell how long people have been live? Oh, an hour. Alright, let's do this. I don't know who this person is. Survival Dispatch. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and raid Survival Dispatch. Alright, there is the raid. Let's see if he pays attention to what's going on here. This guy's not ending his live right now, is it? Because that's what it looks like. Oh, I think that is what's happening. He just... Damn! We were too late, hooligans. Damn. Well, we tried. I don't know what else we could do. I don't think we can raid out again. That is just too bad. Well, shit. Maybe we could. I think it's too late, though. Either way, we tried. What else can I do, you know? We'll see if anybody else, if we can re-raid, but I don't think we can. I think it's too late. But we'll try it again, just in case. Oh, you gotta wait 10 minutes. Yep, that's too bad. Oh well. We'll try again tomorrow. Anyways, I appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you for covering the news, trying some wasabi and hot sauce with me, doing the unboxing, and making the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Go enjoy some good food. I'm going to try and do the same thing. I am sweating. This hot sauce has got me in the wasabi. Be safe. Be safe out there. Those people are out there and they are crazy and stupid at the same time. So definitely be safe if you go outside. And make your way back to us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans. And I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support. And I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.